What's good, neighborhood? What's popping?
What up?
Who's here early? Who's here early? Let me see something. Who's here early? How y'all feel? What's the deal? What's popping? What's happening? What's going on? You're back in the lab with your favorite neighbor, your man Mark Nash. He is I am he. Another one. All right. It's gonna be a interesting conversation. I don't expect us all to agree, pardon me. And as you know, this show is not built around us all having a echo chamber here. And you gotta agree with the host or you get blocked or timed out. But we're gonna have a good conversation as long as God wills it while we're here. And yeah, let's chop it up for a couple minutes, man. It's your man Nash. Let's get it. Let's start this thing off. New intro, overtime.
Uh, uh-huh. I was always told a true champion can be outpowered. They can lose the battle with speed. They can lose the battle with youth. Father time waits for no man, but they'll never be outsmarted. They'll find a way to win. Take the titles and the rings, accolades and the chains. Let's compare bar for bar, beat for beat with no names. It seems they selling their soul just to go gold. Losing religion just to get in the business. I've been the same way since the trenches, since the benches. Gonna be old and gray with dentures. Before I let you put a dent in this pimpin', you sweeter than cinnamon. Rappers should listen. Heard that? That was syllable flipping. Hop in the vehicle, continue my mission. Mark Nash, I'll be up in the kitchen. I can serve you a biscuit or give you the business. Won't give passes to passengers and backseats bitching. If you in my circle, gotta earn your keep. If not, I'm the Undertaker. Imagine all the urns I see. We lost friends along the way, but we didn't lose no sleep because the wolves don't run with the sheep.
Feeling like a champ with my back to the ropes.
Hey.
Work so hard every day, I know.
Hey.
One day we gon' be sitting on top, sitting on top, looking down below. Say we made it, yeah, we made it.
We working, yeah, that's for
Never
certain.
satisfied, every day we gotta grow.
We gotta grow.
We got so far we can go,
You know.
so we work overtime,
Work.
all the time,
Push.
overtime,
Work.
all the time,
Push.
overtime,
Work.
all the time,
Push.
overtime.
Work. Been through the ups and downs, took a lot of hits. Trial and error, I tried it all but never quit. Heard them say you can reap what you sow, so I bet on myself even when the odds are low. Sometimes I admit myself, I get bored, producing and mixing myself, still I record. A wise man said high risk, high reward. So I retort to what I do best, I do that. At your juggler like a brunette, who that? In jacuzzis with blondes, redheads and brunettes, serving back to back like a duplex. Haters get a suplex, then they crew next, I'm yelling who next? So much heart like I got two chests, so many death threats, I might need a few vests. One love, one God, got one gun with me. If you plan to take me out, I'ma take you with me.
Feeling like a champ with my back to the ropes.
Hey.
Work so hard every day, I know.
Hey.
One day we gon' be sitting on top, sitting on top, looking down below. Say we made it, yeah, we made it.
Working, yeah, that's for
Never
certain.
satisfied, every day we gotta grow.
We gotta grow.
We got so far we can go,
You know.
so we work overtime,
Work.
all the time,
Push.
overtime,
Work.
all the time,
Push.
overtime,
Work.
all the time,
Push.
overtime.
Mark, I got a question for you. What is it gonna take for you to take that leap of faith and really go out and get your dreams and your goals and everything you have out there that's waiting for you? Look, you're on the right path because you're working right now and your competition sleep. Your competition still out celebrating their last victory while you in the gym because you know the fairy tale's over. You're not gonna go out and buy a candy bar with a golden ticket in it and now you own Snickers, M&M, and Mars. It's not gonna happen, man. You gotta work and believe in yourself. Listen, you can't talk to people about $1 million deals, 6-figure deals, 5-figure deals, and you ain't even invested $100 into yourself. I believe we all are blessed with unique skills, talents, and gifts. I challenge each and every one of you to find yours.
Champ with my back to the ropes.
Hey.
Work so hard every day, I know.
Hey.
One day we gon' be sitting on top, sitting on top, looking down
At the
below.
top of our lungs
Say
saying we made it, we made it,
yeah,
we
we made
We
it.
working, yeah, that's for
Never
certain.
satisfied, every day we gotta grow.
We gotta grow.
We got so far we can go,
You know.
so we work overtime,
Work.
all the time,
Push.
overtime,
Work.
all the time,
Push.
overtime,
Work.
all the time,
Push.
overtime.
Work.
Right. Y'all know what it is. Yeah. Baby, you know the vibes. I used to say I hate this job when the show started, right? Used to be I hate this job. We went from I hate this job to doing overtime.
What up?
Yeah. Went from I hate this job to overtime. Yeah, man. This an older record, man. This record is about what 5 years old. Wow. Who knew? Yeah, man. Y'all can check it out though. It's streaming everywhere. It's an older record. But it's an oldie but goodie, man. They say real music don't it ages well. Good music ages well. So it's a motivational, inspiring type record, and yeah, it always motivates and inspires me when I hear it. So yeah, I love that record. Shout out to my sister America who sung that hook for me. All right, all right, let's get into it. Let's get into it. Changing the pace a little bit on this one. Y'all know what we do over here is breaking beats, where we break down business, entertainment, art, technology, sports, and anything else you and I feel like talking about. It's a hip hop political sports show with a comedy twist. We like to let the jokes fly because life is serious enough. All right, man. I'm throwing a little curveball at y'all tonight because, as y'all know, I didn't cover the fight on Saturday. Pardon me. I didn't cover the fight on Saturday. Threw a surprise birthday party for my wife, and it was beautiful, man. It was beautiful. We had a good time. Didn't get back to the crib till like 2 or 3 in the morning. I was still up at like 5 something in the morning. Man. Woke up this morning, had a nice little breakfast. And yeah, man, we just relaxed and lounged around, kicked it with the family. And yeah, I'm just super excited about doing this episode with y'all tonight because I did want to talk about this topic. I was gonna do it on members only, but I figured I could chop it up with the rest of the neighborhood right here. And we're gonna chop it up, man. It's a interesting story, man, and it's one of those things that'll split the room. And y'all know I love those type of conversations. I don't believe in talking to an echo chamber like some of these dudes out here. To each his own. I like to get a little discourse every now and then. So we're going to chop it up on this topic, and I'm saving my boxing content. I'll save that for tomorrow when we do the flagship show because we got a lot to unpack tomorrow. We got to unpack the Canelo fight. We got to talk about the Errol Spence interview. Yeah. Actually, man, some of that stuff with that Errol Spence interview, too, I'll probably do a quick video just to get y'all going so y'all know where I'm going with it. Also, I got to record my Monday morning motivation, little motivation for everybody who's on the friends and family and the architect side of the game. Friends and family up is going to get that video every Monday. And wow. So we got a lot to unpack. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Before I do anything, though, as usual, I got to do a neighbors only roll call because without the neighbors, the show wouldn't be the show at this level. And we are at 16K. I kept saying we are well on our way to 16K. Nah, baby, we there now. So make some noise. 16,000 subscribers. Thank you all. We are on the way to 17K. The grind don't stop. You feel me? So I appreciate you guys. Love y'all. Respect y'all. Appreciate your time and energy. And I want to know what y'all think about this topic, man. Let me see if I can open these phone lines up. Don't everybody call in at one time. See, I know it's a sensitive issue too, and I know some people, when it comes to topics like this, it's hard for some people to make a stance either way because there's still so much information that we don't know. How my audio sound? I feel like I'm talking low. There we go. Let me turn that up a little bit. There we go. It's a lot of information we don't know still, but it's enough that I see already to give y'all my take on it. So I'm gonna just give y'all my take. I'm gonna do this neighbors only roll call, and I'm gonna just keep it a buck with y'all. Spoiler alert: I don't think this guy deserved to die like this. I'm sorry. Put a case on me. If they show me a full video later on and show me he slapped the shit out. It was, what time is it? Oh, I can cuss already. They show me he slapped the shit out of somebody. All right, maybe that'll change. But right now, the guy, I don't think he deserved to die, bro. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. Put a case on it. Actually, put a case on the Marine who did this, man. But That's me. Spoiler alert. Sorry. That's why I'm going with it. If you disagree, you're more than welcome to call in or beam in and voice your opinion. The link is already out there. Let me do this quick neighbors only roll call. I'm gonna give you guys an update for some people who don't know what happened, because I know some people live in a bubble on YouTube. They only watch boxing or they only watch hip hop, other stuff. So we'll chop it up on it. Let me do this quick roll call though. And I promise I'm gonna make it real quick. All right, cool. All right, Kansas City Mac, what up though? Wrong button.
What do you mean by that?
Yeah, wrong button. My back is broken. Spinal. Kansas City Mac, what up though?
What up?
On the mic with Terrence Bailey Sr. What up, my guy?
What up?
Karma Serene with the Serene Saturdays.
What up?
Ace Retro.
What
That
up?
guy Clips 330.
What up?
Nick Rich.
What
Aaron
up?
Parker.
What up?
Big Hove, aka Big Hova 09.
What up?
Ben Adams.
What up?
Titus the Titan.
What up?
Taylor Bell.
What up?
Cooking with Sir Senior.
What up?
Stephen Bateman, all the way in Australia. See, Stephen Bateman probably don't even know about this story. He's in Australia. See,
What up, gangsta?
Mr. T,
What up?
Andre Jones,
What up?
Juan Davila,
What up?
Transcendent Sports Channel. That's all the way in Canada. Maybe he don't know about it neither. See what I'm saying?
What up?
Fistiana Fights,
What up?
Jacob Sims,
What up?
Lady Shan Dundee Season UK style, all the way in London town. She's pretty hip to what's going on in the States, so maybe she know.
What up?
Haplotype. Not saying the rest of y'all in other countries like Canada and Australia and Philippines and China. Not saying y'all not. That's not what I meant. Haplo.
What up?
Mike from Boston.
What
C
up?
Jones 0224.
What up?
Patricia Shelton.
What
Miss
up?
Queen Sunkiss.
What up?
Rockman.
What up?
Beyond the Ring with Nonito and Rachel Donaire.
What up?
True Media Today, USA Boxing. That's Coach Malachi Williams.
What up?
Puro.
What up?
Food Revolution. That's Foodie with the Beauty.
What up, gangsta?
KP from KC5.
What up?
Matt Wade.
What up?
Ill Status Boxing.
What up?
Tank the Sweet Science Examiner.
What up?
Beyond Above Media.
What up?
Pittsburgh T.
What up?
SF City Slicker.
What up?
I Know Boxing.
What up?
It's Mex.
What up?
Ride Off the Storm.
What up?
Hitter There.
What up?
Maddie Yoel.
What up?
Cliff Bailey.
What up?
Con Charnery.
What up?
Lisa Bell. She never fails.
What up, gangsta?
H.O. Deezy.
What up?
Cooking with Sir Senior.
What up?
Brandon Washington.
What up?
D. Bevel the Champ.
What up?
And of course, the big fish himself, my good brother, Derek Lincoln. What up, though?
What up, gangsta?
What's popping with y'all, man? All right, let's get the chop in his favor. Like I said, man, this topic isn't for everybody. It's I gotta put a trigger warning out there because some people are gonna be triggered by this story, this video, this topic. And I'm just keeping it a buck. You got a right to voice your opinion. I'm gonna make sure I got the phone line on the screen. You have more than the right to voice your opinion, and I want to hear what you got to say. Now, the video, again, a trigger warning. I'm gonna play the video. Make sure we timestamp this, because I really only want to play it one time, because the YouTube guidelines. But this is truly unfortunate, because no matter what side you on this argument, somebody did lose their life. He said, if I'm free, I will. You jump on. Shout out to Reggie. Reggie, right. Reggie, I feel you on that. I hate when people, I was like, join the panel. You join the panel. Call in. Join. I'm like, man, you join the panel too, right? I be thinking the same thing. He said, no, Reggie, you're always right. Your opinion, right. Always right, Reggie. I didn't even see Reg's video. I don't know his take on it, but here's the deal. Here's the real for real. Let me play this clip and we'll come back with some commentary. All right. Let me go to it. Where we at? Yeah, this is. Yeah, this is troubling right here. All right, let me see. Where are we gonna play it from? Where we gonna play it from? Let me play it from I'm trying to play it from a site that has it blurred out a little bit. Definitely want to see if we get it blurred out. Here we go. Is this it? All right, here we go. This will work right here. All right, so basically, if you don't know, the story goes as follows, right? Actually, let me play a little bit of this, and then we'll jump. Actually, shoot, they ain't even playing it. They just showing still images, so they know what's up. All right, so I'll play it from here. Matter of fact, let me be clear. Has anybody haven't seen this video? Concerny say he hasn't seen it. He said we got to talk about Mix getting beat up by Chris Brown. Oh, I got a video. I just recorded that today, dudes. So my members only dropping tomorrow, but I've recorded a video for that. I think they're gonna get it on members only first. I might drop it later on the week because this is a whole nother story that came from it too. Already there with you, buddy. I'm already there. All right, so where can I play this from? What can I play this from? All right, I play it from supposed to be having funny about their content. Especially like once you start getting some more subscribers, like the more subscribers you get, the more people come for you. All right, so this credit for this video is for Juan Alberto Vasquez. He's one of the witnesses. He has the now infamous video that is making its rounds around the globe. Let me share it from here. Fuck it. Worst case scenario, I'll delete it. All right, so this video right here is courtesy of CBS News, and it shows oh, they blurred out they blurred out everybody on this thing. Victim and assailant. All right. So basically, the man, according to all reports, was on a New York subway train. He was on the F train. Here we go. Okay, I can play this one right here. Is this gonna play? Let's go to New York Post. Let me see what the New York Post got the video up. Hold up. New York Post. Nope, no video. They got us. Man, they have some traumatic still shots up here. All right, but basically, this the video in a nutshell. They got the still shot, still images. You can see it. Some man by the name of Jordan Neely. Mr. Neely is no longer with us. Mr. Neely lost his life after being placed in a chokehold on a New York F train. Sir Foul Player, what up, my G? You from New York, right? I think, yeah, you from Brooklyn. Pull up, Brooklyn. Pull up, Brooklyn. You got to give us your take on this, if anybody. You right there in the town. But according to the coroner, this death has been ruled a homicide. Now, homicide doesn't mean necessarily something nefarious. By the definition of homicide, just basically means a life was taken by another person, not natural causes, right? No arrests have been made at the district attorney's office at this time. They said they are still investigating. I'm gonna tell you one thing they ain't doing a lot of investigating on. They sure got the whole homeboy's medical history, his criminal past, all of that front and center. What about the guy who killed them though? That's my only issue. Let's get to the real for real, y'all. That's my only issue. Tim, what up? He said manslaughter, no more like first degree murder. Fair enough, Tim. But that's my thing though, y'all. Where is do they even look into the person who's living criminal past in history? Like, what happened with him? Like, has he ever been arrested? If so, let us know. He's never been arrested. Has he got a DUI? Has anybody checked his internet history? Is he one of the Proud Boys? Like, is he online saying like, is there any investigating into that? Because the optics, like I said, for me, it's always troubling when I see. Can I say it? Yeah, I'm gonna just say it. So there's 3 white guys on top of a black guy, one of them choking him out to death. And this goes to like a larger issue sometimes I believe black folks feel in America. Like when you're dealing with the quote unquote Karens, right? You feel like, why do people feel like they need to police us? Like, who put you in charge of me to police me? You just on the subway riding. Like, how did you decide to say, okay, I'm gonna take this man's life? Now, was he armed? From all accounts, I'm hearing neither man was armed. All right, let me read the article. I'll read the article and we'll come back to it. I hope somebody be brave to step on the ledge with me tonight. I'm stepping out here tonight on this one. Medical examiner rules Jordan Neely's death a homicide after subway choking. Here we go. A city medical examiner has ruled the death of a homeless man choked by a Marine on the subway earlier this week as a homicide. Prosecutors are mulling over whether or not to pursue charges. Jordan Neely's cause of death was compression of the neck, i.e. a chokehold, and a manner constituted as a homicide. This is what the medical examiner said on Wednesday afternoon. I'm sorry, I said nearly. Neely, Jordan Neely, was 30 years old, and he was reportedly homeless and was having a mental episode on board the F train in Lower Manhattan on Monday afternoon when another, they call him straphanger. I guess you're holding on to the strap when you ride the train, right? Another straphanger jumped in to restrain him, according to police and witnesses' accounts. Now, here's my thing: a chokehold ain't no restraint. A chokehold has one intended method. One intended outcome. When you choke somebody, the whole point of a chokehold is to cut off oxygen from the brain. That is beyond a restraint. Let's be clear. That's not a restraint. All right, let's just be clear. A restraint is grabbing your arms, a bear hug. I put my put my weight on you. I'm holding you down. It could even be a headlock around the head, not the neck. Oh yeah, I already know. Some of y'all ain't gonna like me tonight. I'm just keeping it a buck with you. Let's continue. I'm gonna keep it real, man. The wannabe vigilante is, as this not me saying it, that's what the New York Post is calling right here. The wannabe vigilante, identified as a 24-year-old Marine from Queens, took down Neely. Okay, now I see somewhere they say from Queens. I seen another article they say from Long Island. Took down Neely from behind. Now stop right there. Put a case on it. If you taking me down from behind, are you really in danger with no weapon, no guns involved, no knife involved? Man, I got a lot to unpack on this because I've been on trains before, bro. I never been on a train in New York, so to keep it fair. Been on trains in Atlanta, been on trains in Baltimore, been on trains even when I was in Korea, in another country, I've been on been on trains and subways and shit like that. Never in New York though. So, but I've seen people. You've seen people who are disenfranchised. You've seen homeless people. You've seen people having mental episodes and all of that. Especially if you like me, you've been around big cities, for quite some time. You've seen these kind of things. And sometimes you might want to, you see them, and sometimes you battle with, should I get involved? Should I not get involved? 9 times out of 10, you'd be like, well, for me, 10 times out of 10, I'm just like, man, I'm mind my business right here. I stop coming up anyway. Nigga ain't touching me. You know what I'm saying? It's not, they ain't touching nobody. They just be loud, be talking crazy. Well, not crazy, just talking erratically sometimes. But anyway, according to the report, that was my narrative. Let's get back to the report. They said the 24-year-old, quote, wannabe vigilante took down Neely from behind, placed him in a chokehold for about 15 minutes. Police said, now I don't know about this New York Post, because I heard another article that said the police arrived within 6 minutes of the first call. And he had been in the chokehold for 3 minutes at that point. So who knows? All right, but according to this, chokehold 15 minutes. This is what the police said in the New York Post. So, all right. Neely passed out, and when the EMS arrived, they were unable to revive him. The medical examiner ordered additional testing after completing the initial autopsy to further examine the tissue on Neely's neck, according to police sources. A witness who filmed the disturbing encounter, Alberto Vasquez, told the Post that Neely was yelling at passengers, that he didn't have any food or drinks, and didn't care if he went to jail before the Marine took him down. Don't sound like I'm gonna kill all y'all on this train. I'm gonna blow the train up. Now, something like that, now granted, I get it. It's extenuating circumstances. If he says, hey, I'm about to blow the train up, or I'm about to kill everybody on this train, even then I would be more lenient with my perception of what could and should have happened. But just saying I don't have any food or drinks and you just attack the guy. Okay, let me continue. Police previously said Neely had threatened riders but didn't know what words were exchanged. Law enforcement sources said Neely had numerous arrests on his record, including drugs, disorderly conduct, and he was fare beating. That's when you like hop the turnstile and shit, right? Like when you don't pay the fare, you don't pay the bill, you just hop over, right? And that he had been living on the streets with a record history of mental illness. Also, this is a side note, the family said he was autistic and he's been dealing with, you know, schizophrenia his whole life, but everything kind of took a turn for the worse when he was 14. And his mother, peep this, y'all, this is so sad. Neely's mother as well was strangled to death. So he died the same way his mother died. They were both strangled to death. You can't make this shit up. That's the irony. That's the sad part. His mother died as well from strangulation. She was found later stuffed in a suitcase. He was 14 years old at the time, and he changed. Yeah, they said he took a turn for the worse. So my question to y'all is, what should happen, if anything? Let me continue on with the story. The Marine was taken into custody. I'm sorry. Let me rewind. At the time of his death, they say he did have a warrant out for his arrest in November of 2021 for a case where they say he allegedly assaulted a 67-year-old woman in the East Village, which has nothing to do with why he was killed. Like, I hate when the news do that. Like, tell me some bad stuff about the person who did the murder, or at least tell me this person had a clean record at the time. Does he at least have a clean record, or y'all didn't? Or we gonna find out this later if something happens from it? Who's digging into that? Nobody's digging into it. Nobody's looking. Nobody cares. When I start seeing stuff like that come up in the news, I'll be like, man, they trying to tank the jury pool, the fixes, or they trying to make sure the public outcry isn't that bad. It's like maybe he deserved to die. He had numerous arrests, and he had a warrant out for his arrest. You know, he attacked a woman, an elderly woman, 2 years ago, right? That's wrong. But this ain't how you handle that in America. You can't just see it. And nobody knew that on the train. Let's be clear. Nobody on the train knew he had an arrest record. Nobody on the train knew he had a warrant. Yeah. Let me continue. The Marine was taken into custody immediately following the deadly encounter, but was released without any charges. Truly unfortunate. Matter of fact, unfortunate is a misnomer. It's an understatement. The Manhattan District Attorney Office confirmed Wednesday that it was investigating. Still no charges. I'm gonna let y'all know something. If this was a cop, I'm telling y'all, if this was a cop, they got choked out by a stranger and he was just having a bad day, shit. They still would have kept him. They would have kept him. Like, it's just troubling, because at this point, what are the other two dudes doing? Like, I see this guy right here. He just standing there watching. At what point does the guy is not a threat anymore to you? Like, this is not a restraint. This is not a move you do where I'm gonna just hold you until the cops get here. You can't do this move for 15 minutes. You can't do this move for 3 minutes. You can't do this move for 10 minutes. You can't do that. And this is not a restraining move. Period. It's not a restraining move. This is a move you do to cut off oxygen from the brain. And that's what happens. Classic story of people will give you flowers when you're dead, but won't give you soup when you're sick. Come on now. Yeah, he was a Michael Jackson impersonator, Ben Adams. What up, fam? Ben Adams, y'all talking about this story in the UK? Have y'all heard anything about it over there in the UK? Shout out to the Rock from Brockton. Where's Brockton at too, Rock? Let me know. I always see your name, and I appreciate you supporting the show. I never know where Brockton is at, though. Tim Nichols said he needs life in prison. I don't even know if I don't even know if I'm that far with it, Tim Nichols. He does need to see his day in court. definitely should be charged with at least manslaughter, bro. Because that article and all the articles I'm reading, he attacked the guy from behind. So it's no imminent threat. It's no imminent threat if you don't see a weapon. The guy didn't say I have a weapon. The guy didn't attack you. He didn't touch you. Hadn't touched nobody. All he did was he was yelling. He was erratic. I see that all the time. I just don't think in America, man, you should be able to just do this, because where does it end at? If this is where we starting, where does it end at? Especially in New York City. You see homeless people and people with mental health all the time having a mental health crisis. You can't just say, you know what, today is gonna be your day. I'm tired of hearing you doing what, you know what I'm saying? You just went too far. Vigilante justice. Vigilante justice. This the guy right here who did it to him. This the guy who did it. I'm sorry. He said that city's a shell. I don't know. New York is a beautiful city as well. At certain times. But it can be a very, very ugly place. Foodie, what it do? Bron said it's only cool. He said it's only cool when they feel it's comfortable and convenient for them. They should be able to do what they want, but when questioning them, it's an issue or being racist. I don't know exactly what you mean, Bronze. Break that down. Break it down for me, Bronze. Who is they? And who is them? Break it down. He said, Tim Nichols said, I'm a Marine. He said, I know the same move. He knew what he was doing. Man, it's a clip in the video, fam, where when he's in the choke, he got the brother in the choke, and you can see him leaning back. The dude was a martial arts expert too. He wasn't just a Marine. He was a martial arts expert, according to the news. Bro, when I see that video, man, it's like, homie, he look like he trying out all the little UFC moves he been watching the last 6 months. I'm gonna put my UFC moves to work tonight. Tonight's gonna be the day. Shit kind of disgusting for me. I'm sorry, y'all. I ain't even gonna hold you. Let me get that off the screen for a little bit. See what they saying in the chat. Lisa Bells, what up? Conshawn said, what up, fool? He said, any other country, you ask for food, you get help. Here, you ask for food, you get choked out. It's sad. Come on, fam. Where's Brockton at, Rock? Where's Brockton? I don't even know. Is that? I don't know where Brockton is at. Tyson, what up, fam? What's popping with you, my G? He said, let me make sure I got the link out there. Braun said, I mean, just like the white Marine, Mark. He said, in general, if it was a black man that did that to a white man, trust me, the cops would have beat him down. That's a fact, though. Yo, I don't know why I wanted to say that, bro. Brockton sound like it's somewhere near Boston. I don't know why, but I was like, yo, I was like, the Rock from Brockton. I was like, man, that sound like it's near Rochester or some shit. All right, cool. Shout out to Massachusetts. Masstown. Somebody said Rocky Marciano is from Brockton. Okay, dope. I didn't know that. I don't know why my whole life I always thought Rocky Marciano was from New York. I did not know he was from Brockton, Massachusetts till right now. Put a case on me. I did not know that. All the people's like, we're gonna take your fight license, Martinez. We're gonna take your channel. You didn't know that? Nah, I didn't know, fam. I didn't know. All right. Some more things I wanted to say about this. Let me see. What else did I have to say about this? All right. 911 calls flooded. And the link is out there, man. I want to see y'all, anybody brave enough to talk about this with me. Like I said, some people don't even like to talk about these type of issues, and I get it. For some, it's triggering. For some, it's like they like to leave the police or the race type of conversations alone. Run from those type of shit, man. I run to it. I run right to those conversations, man, because I feel like we need to have those conversations. I think it's very healthy. If we have healthy discourse, we can have these kind of conversations to move forward. You know what I'm saying? And try to find some answers, because there's no reason I just don't see no reason why this guy wasn't at least charged. They charge and drop charges all the time. They question, let him go. The witness that we just read the statement from said they attacked him from behind. Let me play this clip. This is from the mayor of New York. Let me see what he got to say about it. Let me share the screen so y'all will know what I mean when I say these things. He said, my thoughts on Stevie Sparks. He got robbed. That's cap. I don't know if he got robbed, fam. I think I saw that fight. Yeah, Stevie was getting touched out. I like that flying. I think he's like that flying knee he started off the round with, but no, I don't think he got robbed though. All right, let me play this clip right here. It's 1 minute and 6 seconds. This is the mayor of New York City. Let's hear it.
Extremely clear that the district attorney, the police department, they're doing their investigations, and I'm going to respect that. There are many layers.
Let me pause it right there. He does statements on a lot of shit while they still doing their investigation. This right here, he trying to handle it with kid gloves, and he's black too.
To this, let the process follow its course, and so get engaged with comparisons and where we aren't. I'm not going to do that. Let the investigation run its course. You know, I took the train today from the day of prayer service, and the passengers that stopped on the train and spoke with me saying, you know, Mayor, thank you for allowing the process to take its way. And so there's going to be those who are going to criticize no matter what's done. And I have a responsibility for this entire city, and I have faith in the criminal justice system, and I'm going to let the process take its place. And those who believe that I should do something differently, I respect that. But I have to make the right decision for the city of New York.
Seems like he's making a political decision for himself. My guy about the conversation, Reggie Owens, been a minute. How you been, bro?
What's up? What's up?
Yeah, been a minute since we had one of these type of conversations. Damn, as soon as I get you on, somebody call in. Hold on, this your arch nemesis right here. You already know.
Oh, my victim, the loser.
Yeah, the loser. Jerry,
Y'all still there? Oh, the sound went out. Damn, Jerry and his roach-filled phone line messing the dang stream up, man. But all right, so wait for Mark to come back. But my opinions on it, man, is I think the Marine is wrong, but it's many ways of looking at this situation, in my opinion, man. Because if you ever rode subways, you deal with the type of people that are on there. You deal with people who are threatening. You see the climate going on in this country, and it's also a problem with this country don't address shit. That you're gonna be on edge when you ride in these subways. I'm speaking from the point of I done been on the Chicago L. You deal with them crazy ass people on there, and I done dealt with LA train system. We got a subway and train system, and I see crazy ass people on them all day.
You hear me, bro?
Yeah. Okay, there you go.
Keep cooking. Go ahead.
And a lot of time you deal with you deal with the real side of mental health and the ill behaviors of people who board those trains. New York, you have had multiple situations of people gunning folks down. You see the videos all the time. That's why I hate these platforms are so soft with the kind of shit you can post on them, because you look at the subway situations, and it ain't just New York, it's many of the places that have the light rail systems where a crazy person to push a person in front of a train coming to the station. People in fights, you deal with down there, they deal with that third rail system. So people are on edge when it comes to crazy ass people. And of course, they said this dude was being threatening. Pretty sure the white dude, not knowing what he was on, or if he had something, put him in that chokehold. But he put that chokehold on a little bit too long, along with the other people who were holding his hands. They should be charged as well. But this is a case, I think they're gonna take their time to look at it before making the charges, because this dude who did that, his life is about to be messed up forever. He done took a life. He thought he was stopping a situation, and you really took a person's life. You murdered a person. And so therefore they're gonna take their time with finding the proper way to charge him. But It's just riding those trains. You deal with these sick-minded ass people who just act any old crazy ass way. And a lot of times people aren't addressing it. But I think people are coming to the point to where they sick of this shit. They sick of dealing with people. You don't know what the behavior is going to lead to, what irrational actions these persons are going to take. They're going to pull a blade out, start shanking people. They're going to pull a gun out, start blasting everybody on the train. So it's like that was the cause of it, but they did that shit a little bit too long, man.
Yeah, according to reports, 15 minutes. Go ahead, Jerry.
Yeah, so it dropped off. I don't know what happened, but
That was me. I wasn't connected. I was connected to the Wi-Fi versus the Ethernet, and that's shaky.
Well,
Wi-Fi
I mean,
shaky.
you know, I'm gonna go along with what he said. It's a crazy world we live in, and you know, I mean, I get all that, but at the same time, if this guy, you know, for me, if I was in there, he would have had to been physically assaulting someone for me to get involved. Because, you know, it brings up the issue of mental illness. There's a lot of mental illness on the street. In case people haven't noticed, there's no more mental health like hospital facilities for these people to be at. The liberals got rid of them years ago, and it was a huge mistake. Now you got a lot of people walking around with mental health issues that maybe aren't necessarily harmless individuals, but they may not be harmful either. But what we can't do as a society is to take vigilante justice. Like you said, we can't be that proactive. And if you're going to do something, I mean, look, if you got your arm around a guy's neck, choking him out, you don't have to be a trained Marine or a genius to know that you can't just choke a person for 15 minutes and think they're going to be okay.
Facts.
You just can't do that. So I don't like it. But what I also will say is this. Every time there's a situation where this happens and it's a white guy, right, it's this big major news. Now, here in Baltimore City, where I live outside of the city, but in Baltimore City, just the other night, between 8 o'clock in the evening on a Wednesday night and 10 o'clock the next day on a Thursday, there was 12 people shot. 12. The 2 days before that, there was 6 people shot and killed. This happens routinely. Now, this is black folks shooting black folks, but it's reported on the local news. But Baltimore City, like Chicago and so many cities where all these violent homicides are happening every day, it doesn't get the press and it doesn't get the attention that it should to help find a solution. You see what I mean? Because this is where a huge part of violent crime is taking place. And I just can't imagine for the black community how harmful it is. And man, I sit and scratch my head and wonder, why is it like that? Why are black folks at war with one another? Now, I know Reggie probably going to correct me and tell me all kinds of inflammatory stuff. I'm not saying this to try to start anything. I'm just saying I live right outside of the city, and I haven't been down in the city for 5 years, man. It's dangerous to go down there. People with little kids is getting shot. People are getting stabbed and killed and shot first thing in the morning. It's just crazy shit. So, you know, to the topic at hand, yeah, manslaughter at least.
Okay. Let me say this, though, Jerry. In the words of my boy Kurt DeVille, let me counterpunch. On the flip side of your same argument, and Reggie, you know about this, Food Revolution, Lisa Bells, they know about this. When a white woman is kidnapped, it's Nancy Grace. Shit, 3 weeks in a row till they find her. Nancy Holloway, I think my boy Patrice O'Neal did a skit about it, or a bit about it. My whole point to that saying that is black women are kidnapped and are missing at a higher rate than white women. But if you let the news tell it, it's only white women getting kidnapped. So you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, that's a problem. That's why I'm saying, you know, the first thing to do is for all of us to recognize there is a problem there. And then the news, I don't know if it's because it's happening with such regularity that it's not really that newsworthy anymore, or if there's a deeper agenda to not shine a light on that type of violence or that type of discriminating reporting. be it, you know, from the black on the black side or the white side, like what you're pointing out. You know, this is why news is just so misleading and really dangerous in an overall sense, in a social capacity, because, you know, they tell us what they think is sensational, you see. And not long ago, there was 4 cops that beat this black guy to death up in, I think it was in Ohio. I'm sure you've seen that. And it was in the news cycle for one day. And I watched the video. It was very hard to watch.
Bro, I covered it. It was the black cops, right?
Yeah. Yeah, but
Yeah,
you
I
didn't
covered
see
that.
this national outrage the way you did with George Floyd. And that's not saying that.
Another difference with that too, Jerry, not to interrupt, a big difference is they took action against those cops pretty swiftly. It wasn't a long, drawn out process. Should they or shouldn't they charge them? And they charged those black guys pretty quick. And they was fired, arrested, mug shots was out. I covered the story. Reg, I believe you covered that story too, right, bro? Like, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I covered that one.
Yeah, it wasn't the same as George Floyd, because they took action and charged those guys.
That's a valid point. But along
they
with
had to
that,
march and do all this extra stuff to charge Derek Chauvin.
Well, that's a valid point, and I admit that it is a good point. But however, if we're going to, you know, talk about some of the intimacies involved, the George Floyd case was a little bit more complicated than what we've seen there with the 4 black cops. I mean, they literally.
Man, Jerry, that shit wasn't complicated. Stop that bullshit.
Well, let me finish. They beat that man for 20 minutes. They beat him until he was unresponsive, and then they kept on beating him. George Floyd, and I'm not making that right, because I believe that those cops definitely should have got what they got. And I do hear your point that it took longer to arraign them. But to me, that one was a little bit more complicated, because it was basically one cop that was the assailant, if you will, and George Floyd was on drugs. Now, that's not saying that the cop...
Man, Jerry, shut that white boy shit up, because you sound stupid. And not to offend you, but you sound dumb as fuck. The dude wasn't on drugs. They ran all sorts of autopsies. He wasn't in the system. The motherfucking cop...
Let me have it.
Cop has a duty to administer aid. There was no need to pull that dude out and do that shit. He was cuffed. This bozo removes a handcuffed dude from a fucking vehicle to do what? And you sit on his neck. Ain't nothing complicated about that shit. Like, stop it. Then you use the same scenario with the black people and talk about that was an easier case.
And doing what he did because
what did he do? Right. It was a counterfeit bill a store called in for.
No, Reggie, the Marine was justified. He did not. So I missed that. Reggie, you said the Marine was justified?
Didn't say that. That's why Jerry always wrong.
Yeah, I never heard you say that.
Well, you heard what he said.
He never out of touch. You off base on shit.
Jerry, he never said the Marine was justified, bro.
He was saying that it's a crazy world and people don't know what people are going to do.
He pointed to a larger issue, like Jerry pointing to a larger issue of things like that is not the same as absolving that guy for any wrongdoing. He didn't.
Okay, so then that applies to me too. So pointing to another issue, a larger issue.
You pointed some shit caught on camera. You're the same type of person would have sat on a Rodney King jury for those cops and said, well, there's more complication to it. The cops are innocent. You one of them type of motherfuckers.
No, I'm not. And fuck you, because I just told you that I agreed with and fully support what the charges that they were brought down on them, because they murdered that man. But whether you like it or not,
what was complicated? You bring the word complication. What was complicated, Jerry?
Well, in the context that I'm telling you why it was more complicated, why the four black cops got arraigned so quickly is because 20 minutes beating the guy, beating him to death. George Floyd was...
Wait, beating who to death? Wait, who is he talking about? Who is he talking about?
What?
You said 20 minutes beating who to death? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the incident with the 4 black cops and the
Oh, you talking about out there? No, it's still the same shit.
His name was Tyree Nichols.
Yeah,
and it
he's
wasn't
talking about Tyree
Ohio.
Nichols. There's
And it
no
wasn't
difference,
Ohio,
George.
that's Memphis.
There's no easier shit with
Yeah.
that. That shit occurred at night. Fucking Derek Chauvin shit is recorded on fucking surveillance video as well as fucking cell phone video with people
Broad
right
daylight
there
too.
interacting with the fucking cops in the middle of the fucking day. Like, stop
Well,
it.
does
homie.
it matter if it's at day or at night?
No, it's
Yeah,
just
because it's clearer of what you observing, homie.
Yeah, it's a crowd. It's a big ass crowd telling him, stop. I'm a nurse. He needs attention. He's handcuffed. You're on one part of his neck. Somebody's on his back. Somebody's on his leg. He's handcuffed. He's not doing you any. Jared Chauvin was so comfortable. He had his hands in his pocket while he was on the guy's knee.
Right, that's that. Jerry, you on that out of touch white bullshit.
Jerry,
you on that out of touch white bullshit.
Jerry,
Don't even take it like I'm saying.
I ain't even gotta say it. Ain't even about to be in the white part. It's just
no. It's certain people, certain communities that are so out of touch, and there's black people on that stupid shit too. But Jerry, you on that out of touch shit.
Sure.
Yeah, but Derek Chauvin was not in fear of his life. He was not the guy was not a danger to him. All three of you guys are on his neck, his back, and on his legs. He's handcuffed. You literally have your hands in your pockets, having a conversation with bystanders. You're not in danger, bro. And that's why a jury of his peers say he's
the cops that beat the black guy in Memphis.
So that's a different conversation too.
Well, we're talking
but those
about
guys was wrong too, and they're gonna.
Just the other issue with the black cop, they'd be like, if it was white cops beating that dude, they still wouldn't been arrested that quick. And there was a lot of pressure on that black police chief to try to make an example, but in other places, she was a chief. She didn't respond to white officers beating people and firing them that quick. Exactly. There's a lot of political shit that led to her decision, but ultimately, yeah, they should have been arrested. But if it's white officers,
so you're saying it's more complicated?
It's not more complicated.
It's not complicated. She just handling white officers with kid gloves, iron fist for the black officers.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
But we see that all the time in the black community, Jerry.
Sounds like a tasty allegation, but it's no real proof.
Man, you had it in the same department Derek Chauvin from.
Yeah, people
did fucking the first Ethiopian motherfucker on there respond to call. He turns, fire, and kills a white woman. He immediately fucking fired and charged in the same department where Derek Chauvin gets all
trying to protect his partner because his partner panicked. His partner was trying to reach for the gun and he was fumbling with his gun and he panicked. Trying to get the seatbelt and the gun off, he panicked. He said, "I didn't panic. I grabbed my shit and I shot." He ain't getting out of jail.
One thing we can agree on is both incidences were wrong, very wrong.
Fair
the
enough.
only thing, what we don't agree on is one spent months in the news cycle and prompted 9 months of violent protest, and the other was 1 day in the news cycle. One.
Wait, which one was 1 day in the news cycle?
The Memphis
situation.
No, that shit wasn't. That shit gained a lot of attention.
It was, man.
That shit garnered a lot of national attention, homie.
And trust me, once that trial started,
for 1 day.
No, it didn't.
And then it went right away.
It still ain't went away. People waiting for the trial of this
day, like they did the George Floyd one.
Bro, George Floyd was major steam as well as this one. The difference is George Floyd video has 9 minutes of footage right there where he's being laid on, homie. Like that shit was sick.
Another thing too, and let me add something to that, Jerry. Too that George Floyd footage came out pretty immediate because of cell phones, and versus the Tyree Nichols shit, it took the family. It took a while for that shit to come out because of body cam, and even then, that body cam was edited. This right here was people off the street. Multiple angles from cell phones.
Yeah, I'm aware of that.
So that's why it was so raw, it was uncut, it was right there in front of us versus police body cam shot dark at night. You can't see anything. You can't see
you
that.
Can see it. You can see it perfectly
No.
clear.
What happened? No, a lot of that shit that came from that street cam.
Then
that body cam. But look,
but
you didn't see the body cam, but you didn't see it. Yeah, you can see some of it, Jerry, but you seeing it when they told you can see it. Versus citizens recording with their phone, and it's out right now. You don't think that makes a difference?
But that doesn't mean that once the video is released, that it should only spend one day in the news cycle.
I think we're going in a circle now because again, let me reiterate this for the people who pulled up. It was a call to action from the family, from the public, because those guys in Derek Chauvin case had not been charged or arrested. This right here, these other people was charged and arrested, and like Reggie said, that's pretty much the norm. Black cop, you messed up, shit. You getting caught up a little bit quicker than your white counterparts. That's a fact, though.
Even though a lot of those same police forces, the chief of police is black.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
that's how he got the job.
Is that black chief
Hell
of police?
Yeah, Jerry.
No. Do you know why they got black chiefs? Jerry, you so fucking full of fucking shit. You know why they've been putting so many of these black police chiefs around these fucking departments across this nation? Is because the eternal racist bullshit in these departments. And they do this to fucking clean the image of these fucking departments.
So they make
the problem is that law enforcement has been plagued by fucking white bigotry, dude.
They make the chief of police black.
Yeah, in cities when they're looking for a new chief after one white chief, after many of these white chiefs across this country have allowed cultures within law enforcement filled with toxic racist bullshit to span across them. The FBI comes in there to fucking investigate these damn departments. Like these white chiefs are fucking ineffective, homie.
Right. Okay. Well, whatever you say, Reg, because I already know how you feel. I mean, if you can blame a white man, you're going to do it every single time.
Do I always blame white people, Jerry? You listen to shit I post. You listen to shit I post, and when I hold black people accountable, all white folks stay quiet. The minute I call out some shit about white people, all you white folks got some shit to say. Like, I don't pay attention to you motherfuckers like that. I know when I'm telling the truth.
You're going to hear it anyway.
Your shit is irrelevant because you don't got to stand it to shit.
All you do is get caught in your feelings right away.
No, I don't.
Right away. That's why I can't really converse with you, because I can talk intellectually with demeanor, and you
you talk so out of touch, homie. It's a common thing. It's a common thing with mindsets like you, homie. And it's even with black folks. You hear me call black folks out when they talk shit. So, I mean, please stop.
All right. Well, just learn how to deal with your emotions so you can make an intellectual argument, right? Because when you start cussing at me and calling me a motherfucker and all that, really what you're doing is defeating your own intellectual point of view.
Oh, Jerry, have you heard how many people you done called motherfuckers on here and stupid ass this? So stop it, man. That stuff don't work on me, man. That should work with everybody else on the internet.
I don't cuss at you until you cuss at me.
Jerry, I'm not crying about no cuss
I cuss at you.
Jerry, I'm not crying over a cuss word. You can call me all type of shit. We still talking.
I'm not crying either. I'm just trying to help you.
You're still cool with me. It's just a conversation, but you out of touch, homie.
Yeah, okay. I'm out of touch because I don't agree with every one of your talking points. That's kind of what it is. You want me to just go along with everything that you say. But, I'm not going to do that. But like I said about this guy deserves a manslaughter charge at a minimum. George Floyd, that was murder, manslaughter. I don't think it was premeditated, but either way, they deserved lengthy jail sentences. And the 4 cops in Memphis that beat that man for 20 minutes, they deserve lengthy sentences also. So that's about all I got on that. I don't want to argue with Reggie on length.
Fair enough. I can respect that. But Jerry, Jerry, I appreciate your time, appreciate your energy, and I appreciate your bravery for even calling in. It takes a lot of courage to call into a show like this on these type of topics, especially being a Caucasian male. Like, I appreciate it.
Yeah, I catch a lot of heat for that, man. No. And I don't know why. I don't have anything but the best of interest for everybody. I don't want to see a guy with mental illness, a homeless person being choked out on a fucking subway. That shit angers me. I don't like to see that shit. So, that's mainly why I called. But okay, Mark.
Well, Jerry, support a black-owned business like Martinez. Go to my description block of this video, buy a t-shirt, a hoodie. You sound like you drink coffee in the morning when you start your day. Get you I hate my job coffee mug, or what can I say, t-shirt, or run and tell your YouTube daddy. Get one of those shirts.
Well, yeah, you know what? I got my money in my business account is in a black-owned bank.
Ooh, Jerry.
Now that's dope. Now, Jerry, what's the name of that bank? What's the name of your bank?
Well, I'm not going to tell you the name of my bank.
Nigga,
but I
what's
got
the name of the
couple
bank? You
banks
lying.
that I deal with.
Wakanda National.
You can't even say the name of the bank. That's
You could have
Captain.
lied and said Wakanda National.
Jerry, you are lying. You can't even say the name of a bank. I ain't ask you what street you live on or what branch you go to every day.
Well,
I didn't even ask you what city you live in.
Here's the thing, Mark.
It's in Wakanda National Bank on Martin Luther King Boulevard. It's on Martin Luther King Boulevard, Wakanda National.
So if it don't matter, you can tell me then. It's not your only bank. Why you can't tell us what black bank you go to so we can support that black bank as well?
Because I don't want to tell you where I bank. I don't need to tell you that.
It's a secret.
All I'm trying to tell you is I have my money in there because the bank is centrally located to where I conduct most of my business, so it's convenient for me to stop by.
So you telling us too much detail, bro. Jerry,
I just got black tellers. They don't own the bank.
They got black tellers, right?
We don't believe you. You need more people.
Jerry. Well, this is for Reggie.
Jerry, so you picked up. Hold on. So you picked. Hold on. Let me stop real quick. Jerry, you realize what you said? You gave yourself props for supporting black-owned banks, but then you took it away when you said, I only bank with them niggas because they right here by my house. Yo, they right here by my house. Other than that,
and they'd be like, transfer my money.
Well, that's the thing. I didn't know they were black owned. You know how I found out?
And you want props for that shit,
Jerry?
I know. Props. I'm just telling you. I'm gonna tell you how I found out.
You brought it up like you was trying to get points for it. Like, I support a black owned bank.
And they was telling me how black people don't own banks, right? So I Googled it. You'd be surprised how many banks are owned by black folks. Google it and tell me. You Google it and get back with me and tell me what you see.
Oh, I'm looking it up right now. Are owned by blacks.
Oh.
All right. So you got one United Citizens are black owned banks. Here we go. Damn, I ain't know. So Citizens Trust is a black bank. I didn't know that.
So who where this conversation start that you was like it's a black owned bank?
I was on a boxing site and they was talking. They got off topic from the boxing, and somebody kind of ignorant like you, Reg, said black people don't own banks. They said black people don't own banks.
Jerry.
Which I knew that wasn't true to begin with. They were saying that the Jews control all the money and they own all the banks and yak. And of course, Jews do own most of the banks, but plenty of minorities own banks. And I was surprised to see how much,
Jerry,
in fact.
Jerry,
and if you look at it, you'll see.
Jerry, I just want to know if you capping or not. Because Jerry, you got to tell me now because I did a quick Google search, and if you don't tell me this name, I know you're lying. So you got to tell me the bank.
Lie about it,
just tell us the bank because I did a fact check real quick. I know the name of the bank. Can you tell me the name of the bank?
Then you don't need me to tell you that.
I need you to verify this because Maryland only has one fucking bank that's black owned.
Okay, well then you know the name of it.
No, you don't know the name of it.
Jerry lying. Get your lying ass out of here, man.
So at this point, the cat is up. Hold on, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Jerry, I've been doing this show almost 3 years. People lie all the time just to make a point. So at this point, Jerry, hold on, Jerry, you already told us.
Make a point.
Jerry, you already told us you blank. One of your banks is a black-owned bank. I did the research. It's only one black-owned bank in Maryland. Okay, are you looking it up right now? Can you just spew the name out? Because you should be able to say this pretty quick. Because it ain't no secret if you bank there.
Like I told you, I don't want to tell you the name of the bank.
Oh, you already told me when you said you live in Maryland. And it's only one. It's all good. Jerry, we don't believe you.
We don't believe
now, the
you.
question
You need more people.
Why would I lie about that?
To make a point.
Because that's what you do.
You was just going to speed past
what
that.
I be making?
The reason why you ain't got to buy one of my whack-ass hoodies or my coffee mug. Because you was like, yo, I support a black bank. And you thought we was just going to let it go and get you off the phone. You got to tell us the name of that bank.
He supports black banks. You have a black neighbor.
Personal information, man. I don't have to tell you that.
Like, no, but that's not personal information.
If you Googled it, then you can clearly see.
Yeah, that don't mean you bank there.
Like you said,
because you made it seem
like for you to tell him the answer.
How about this? If he did the Googles, if he knew, we all know Jerry in Baltimore. I mean, with Jerry in Maryland, right? So if he tells us he blanks with a black bank, he already did the research. He told me to Google and get back to him. That means he knows what I know and what I was gonna find. It's only one bank there. So you, but you,
exactly. So
but
you
you don't
already
know
know.
well, so what? So it's not a secret, Jerry. You could have said, "Let me go on Food Revolution." She here. Thank you, man. Love you, bro.
All right, Mark.
All right, Jerry.
These black men are not here tonight to be played with.
Mm-mm.
They are here tonight because they want to change in their life and they want to change in their community.
We don't believe you. You need more people.
Sorry, Jerry. I had to get you, Jerry. I had to get you on that one, bro. Hey, look, the dots won't connect it, man. You know what I'm saying? You won't connect the dots a little bit. I'm sorry, Jerry. But the only black bank in the state of Maryland is Harbor Bank. It was co-founded by Baltimore native Joseph Haskins 39 years ago. So congrats, and it's black owned and it's black. It's managed. It's black managed too. So shout out to them. And it was a commercial bank, became the go-to resource during the pandemic for many people. So maybe that's when Jerry started banking with them during the pandemic. A lot of people got the PPPs and was going over there and they was accepting all this shit. Let's go.
Jerry found out they was black and took all his money out that shit.
Facts.
That nigga on the other side of the Chesapeake River banking.
All right, let me go to Food Revolution first, and then we'll go to my brother Champion Hard in the building. Food Revolution, Foodie with the beauty. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you, Mark?
I'm blessed, highly favored, man. I'm doing better. I used to say I'm doing better than I deserve, but now I be like, nah, I deserve this shit. Who came up with this? Who came up with that thing? I'm better than I deserve. Nah. Out of all the billions of sperm, nigga, I made it to the egg. We are here for a reason.
Exactly.
People are born with deformities. They can't talk, can't hear, missing an eye. Shit, like, man, I'm here for a reason, man. I'm doing what God want me to do. I'm living.
Amen.
Talk to me. What's your take on this topic?
So I didn't listen to a lot of what Jerry was saying because I was doing my little research. And I was doing my research on the topic of discussion tonight because I hadn't heard anything about it until I clicked onto your live right now. There's so much going on with the shootings and all that shit, so it's hard to keep up. But just to start where we ended the discussion, I was just listening to Jerry. What I will say is, people, you got to understand, Mark, and I know you understand. I'm not, insulting your intelligence. That banking is not always local now. Like one bank I bank with is online, and I don't know who the fuck owns that shit. I just know that it just generates the highest interest rate from my my savings. So that's who the fuck I bank with. So I don't know what the rest of the people are, but that could be the situation with him. Is all I'm saying. He might not know exactly who owns the bank that he's banking with, but
go ahead, shoot him some bell. It's all good. Go ahead.
Huh?
I said, go ahead, shoot him some bell. It's all good.
Yeah, but as far as the situation with this man who got choked out, I did read that the man was schizophrenic, or he was diagnosed with schizophrenia for sure. He wasn't. That's not just a term that's been thrown around. That since his mother died in 2007 of, I guess, some type of a brutal murder, he kind of lost his marbles from there.
Foodie, she died the same way. She was strangled to death and stuffed in a suitcase.
Right. So it was a brutal murder, is all I'm saying. I don't know who did it or what.
I was just pointing that out because I showed people earlier the irony, right?
Right. I didn't catch the beginning of your broadcast. That's what I'm saying. I was doing my research. I was trying to catch up. But that kind of, that was a catalyst for his mental health issues. And I'm not saying that as an excuse for his current state before he died. So I was just trying to find out a little bit about the brother. And he had been on a slow decline from that point. And I don't, but the thing is, the whole point is that the man who choked him out, that young man, he also probably suffered from mental illness as well, because he did some tours. He was a Marine, he was a backpacker through Central America. He tried to, it sounds like he tried to adapt to regular life and enroll in college, but he probably didn't adapt well you know, coming from the environment that he came from. He was like a water survivalist or whatever, which is kind of sounds to me like a, I don't know much about the Marines or whatever, but it sounds kind of like a branch of the SEALs, the Navy SEALs, which is an extremist survivalist um, part of the Marine Corps, not just the regular Marine Corps. My, you know,
He was a Navy SEAL, is what you said?
no, it sounds like, you know, he was a water survivalist, and that sounds like that's a branch of the SEALs.
Can you put that link in the private chat so I can look at that link you're looking at too?
Yeah, I will.
Yeah, that's new information for me.
That's from the New York Post. New York Post.
Let me
So
find it real quick. Thank
okay.
you.
So yeah, I don't know if you had covered that or at all or whatever. Like I said, I'm
Nah,
just
that's
trying to
new.
catch up, just trying to do my homework. And so they said that he had enrolled in college for a little bit and dropped out and decided to backpack through Central America. Don't know when the fuck he came back to America, what his job was or what he was doing when he came back to America. But to me, that sounds like you know, like a lack of adaptation. And I understand that coming from the military back to civilian life or whatever. I don't know. I'm not trying to make any excuses for anybody. I was just looking on both sides of
Yeah,
the
you're just doing
story.
some research and reporting back
Right,
to us. It's all good.
right.
What's your take?
So so coming to the situation, I think maybe he possibly overreacted based on maybe some of his training or just some of the things that he may have seen or not seen before the military, during the you know what
I
I
know
mean,
what you mean.
military or
PTSD.
after,
Man, he might have some
before,
PTSD going.
during, or after. I'm just saying this man is only 24 years old and it sounds like he's seen a lot, you know, in his life. And sometimes you just see somebody like the man, like this, he was throwing food, he was screaming, he was acting like
I didn't
crazy and
hear he was
erratic.
throwing food. I heard he was asking for food. He said he was asking for food and water.
Well, the New York Post said he was throwing food at people.
Where's this? What is the date on that article? Is that like when it first happened, or is that
Let me
like
look.
more recent? Like, look at the date on that article. I'm on the New York Post right now. I'm trying to get the update right here. So, because from what I heard, he was saying he was hungry, he hadn't eaten, and he was thirsty. He hadn't had food and water, and he was like, "I'm willing to spend the rest of my life in jail, or I'm willing to die." And around that time, that's when the guy grabbed him. But and I understand where you're coming from. Like even when the part that you said where he had dropped out of school, I didn't even know he had dropped out of school. I heard he was in school, but even
I missed out on some of what you're saying because every time I try to click over on my internet while I'm on the phone, it kind of drops me out. But
I don't want you to drop out.
it was May 1st, 2023 is the date of this post that I was looking at.
All right, go ahead.
On the New York Post. So I don't know the date of the article, but I will give it to y'all, email it to you or whatever.
No, you go. I'm looking it up now.
So I mean, it was a quote from his aunt. This young man who's died's aunt said that he had kind of lost it since his mother had died. And like I said, I don't know the details of her death. You said she had been choked out or whatever. And you know, depending on what your relationship with your mother, that can push anybody over the edge. I don't know what his mental health status was before that. You know, so fast forward to this situation, it says, from what I read, just briefly, that he was throwing food at people and also asking for help. So he was kind of like going both ways. So from just being a person on the train, and like if you're trained to like protect people, I can kind of see, and I'm not making excuses, how I can kind of see how this man felt the need to kind of protect everybody, all the passengers on the bus, from somebody who was who appeared to be completely out of control.
All right, fair enough. Go ahead, Champion Heart. Give me your take on the topic so far, and then after that we can all react to everybody.
What's going on, brother? How you doing?
I'm blessed, man. How you?
It's good, man. It's good. It's good. Foodie, how you doing, sister? My brother Reggie, what's happening?
What up? How you doing?
All right. Man, I think that not only should the cat that was Marine should be charged, but the cats that was holding the brother's arms so that he couldn't even fight for his life, they should be charged as well. You know, mental illness, man, is real. You know, and it was, you know, the you know, I've heard people saying things like, you know, he was a criminal and all this kind of nonsense, and I'm like, you know, because he had a certain number of charges or something, and that he had attacked someone, an elderly lady one time. None of that justified him being murdered. You know, so when I look at, you know, at this cat that choked him to death, you know, did he know any of this? You know, that this dude had this record, or, you know, people said he was a criminal. You know, no, I don't believe he knew any of this. You know, I agree with what Reggie was saying, that, you know, he was trying to contain the guy, but he, you know, held that choke too long. And you have to, you got to know that you're killing somebody when you're choking them for 15 minutes. I mean, you got to know that. So he's got to be charged. No, but I want to see how they're going to handle these cats that was holding his arms, you know, because I feel that they should be charged as well.
Yep.
Can I talk?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
What I will say is that when you feel like your life is in danger, or other people feel like their life is in danger, or there's just a traumatic situation going on, I mean, just from my experience, the little bit of experience I had with trauma, you gotta act fast, and you're not always thinking about all of the different, like, oh, I might be charged if I do this, that, or the third. If you honestly feel like your life is in danger, you're going to act fast. You're not thinking about how long you're holding on to somebody. And when you are military trained, um, they don't train you to just hold on to somebody until you submit them. You're trained to hold on to somebody till they're no longer a threat. And you don't simply think like, okay, well, this person's going limp in my arms. You don't think about those type of things because you're a human being and your adrenaline is pumping so fast. So I will give him the benefit of the doubt that I don't think he purposely was trying to kill that man. He might have just been trying to subdue him. But when you're in that situation and it's going so fucking fast, like, you're just thinking, I don't want this person to be able to turn on me because I'm holding on to them. I don't want him to get up and become more aggressive to other people. And I think that like I said, from his military training, you're kind of like, I literally, like I said, kind of trained to kill. Like, you don't, not trained to kill people. Like, you don't want to go out and kill people, but you don't just think of just simply neutralizing the threat, like police officers are trained to do. You just it's just kind of like when you're being trained to shoot a gun. Like, you don't, like, people say, oh yeah, I'll just shoot them in the ankle so I can stop them, or I'll just shoot them in the knee. No, literally, they will
Well,
tell you, you want to shoot them and kill them. You shoot to kill. Like, you don't shoot to just try to, like, disarm somebody for the most part of it. You just shoot.
well, let me give you some pushback on that, Foodie, because I don't know how did he attack this dude that choked him out. I don't think that was the case at all. That
Yeah,
particular choke.
well, according to reports, he was attacking everyone on the train.
And the report I heard say he hadn't attacked anyone. He was loud.
Right, that's the report that I heard. He hadn't attacked anyone.
Yeah, and he didn't have a weapon, and he
didn't have a weapon at all.
Nobody.
In that particular, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Mark.
From every report I heard, nobody had physically been, from the guy who's filming the video. His statement is, once the guy said, I read it earlier, but I don't know if I could try to find it again. But basically, once the guy said, I'm willing to go to jail for the rest of my life. I'm thirsty and I'm willing to go to jail for the rest of my life or something. That's when the Mr. Penny attacked him. Well, he attacked him from behind.
Right, from behind, exactly. And that particular choke is to cut air supply. That particular choke that he had on him, and you can't hold that for 15 minutes.
and it's not a restraint. That's not something you do to restrain somebody.
Right.
Like, and I want to add more to what you said when you talked about the military. But I'll give Reggie a chance to reply first.
Well,
Reggie.
hold on real quick. You guys, I was talking, but you couldn't hear me because I went over to the
Oh, we
actual
heard you.
report. No,
Oh,
I
I
was like,
heard
can
you was talking.
no, huh?
You was talking just then.
No, I said, can you guys hear me right now? Can you guys hear me
Yeah, go
right
ahead. We
now?
can hear you. Go ahead. What were you about to say?
All right.
No, it was before that. So I was, like I said, every time I switch over to the actual report, so it said that the man had been harassing other people on the train.
Okay, I thought you said attacking.
Yeah, and it also did. Okay, I'm sending you the link. Go ahead.
Yeah, copy paste link, put it in private chat. Yeah,
Okay.
because I've this would be the first report I saw that he attacked people. I heard he was loud, he was erratic.
Right.
But I've never, but from all accounts I've heard, since I was looking this up, he hadn't physically assaulted anybody, and you can't,
Right.
you can't murder somebody for being loud. And even if right now, if I was standing at the store right now and Champion Heart was like, man, fuck y'all, man, I kill everybody in here, I cannot reach in my pocket or on my hip, pull out my gun and blow his brains out in the state of Georgia. And I'm licensed to carry. You know what they're gonna say? You was not in a threat. I was like, well, he just threatened me. You're not in any imminent danger. Did you see a gun? Did he have a gun?
Of course, it's the same thing in the medical community when people come in acting crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, you can't just kill him because he said, I'm gonna kill
Right.
you. Where the threat at? Did he touch you? Nah. Did he come close to you? Nah, I grabbed him from behind. He was talking to other people.
Yeah, but that's the whole thing with reasonable doubt.
Right. Well, it's no charges.
So you got to go to court about it. That's all I'm saying. It's like
No.
we won't know until the judge
That's not my
decides.
point, Rudy. I was talking about what you're talking about is what the jury. That's a judge, jury. I mean, that's a jury.
I'm saying, yeah, it sounds like it might go there. It might go there.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. What I was trying to say too, and I want to speak to what you said about being in the military. I've been in the military. Reggie was too. Some people in the chat was. When they teach you this stuff too, with great responsibility. I mean, with great power comes great responsibility. I couldn't do that to a civilian. I couldn't do that to another soldier who's equally as trained as me. He's equally as trained, higher rank, might have did more to it, whatever. I couldn't do that to him and think that would be applicable, reasonable to get out of it. Yeah, he was saying he was going to do something to him. So you just grab him from behind and choke them out, you're going to prison. And if you got a mental issue, we're going to give you all the medicine you need in prison. Take your ass to jail, do not pass go, do not collect $200. You can't just just choke them out like that. And the way you did it, it was very deliberate. It's organized. You are locked in, the hook's in. He had the legs around the waist. This times he's leaning back. Other people are holding him. Like, if you know how to do this move that efficiently, you also know what it's done for, and you also know how long you can do it. And if you blacked out because of some PTSD shit, they got medicine for it, and they'll give it to you in prison, same way they would do it to me.
Yeah,
wrong. That's why you jumped into action, because you knew right from wrong. You thought this was wrong, so you wanted to do some right. But no, you went too far. You know what I'm saying?
I 100% believe you, because I have not been in military and you have been in military. But what I have seen is people who, like I said, you don't know the breaking point or where it broke with certain people. You know what I'm saying? Like, this guy's only 24 years old. My son's 24 years old. I don't know how long he served in the military. It couldn't be from 18. So that's 6 years. But I'm just saying, like, I don't know. I'm not undermining your branch of the military versus his branch, but it seems like I said they were he was with like water survival or whatever.
That was his MOS.
Huh?
That was his MOS. So he be choking out dolphins and shit. They taught him that.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know, but to me, as a civilian, it kind of sounds like a more of an extreme.
They teach us basic in BCT. They teach you like basic Brazilian jiu-jitsu in the army and basic training. That's just the army. The Marine shit is longer. You know what I'm saying? They
I'm
be
more familiar with the branch of the Marines because my sister's
right.
husband
But
is a Marine, and I applied for the Marines before I got pregnant with my second son. So,
cool.
um,
But I said that to say this, Foodie. They teach us basic Brazilian jiu-jitsu in the armed services, period. Because they
that's
tell
more
you,
like hand to hand, right?
no, I'm trying to tell you.
Or like choking, or okay,
Trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you.
okay,
They
okay.
teach
I'm
you,
listening.
yeah, basic. Well, they teach you Brazilian jiu-jitsu, the basics though. You now in the military, of course, everywhere you go, it's a boxing gym around, it's Brazilian jiu-jitsu, it's karate, taekwondo, aikido. Like
Mhm.
we begin into other shit too. Because we start learning how to choke niggas out in basic training in the
Mhm.
army, not the Marines, the army. And you know what we did with that shit? I was telling the show more about it today. We was chopping it up, telling those stories. We would choke each other out in the barracks.
Well, you
Practice
know what?
shit. We
I
would,
wasn't even in the military. We used to do
wait,
that shit
like
just for
look,
fun when we were
even when we
kids.
was even when we would be in the tar pit, like they would put us in the tar pit, Food Revolution. I was at Columbus, Georgia, Fort Benning. They would
Mhm.
put a big guy on top of a little guy, pause, on purpose. Like you need to know how to get a big guy off of you.
Yes,
You know what I'm
exactly.
saying? Like they was trying to, they would teach you how to choke people with the gi, how to pull the arm down,
Yes,
arm bars, leg bars,
yes.
like they was teaching the shit. And if you was into it, some people,
Real survival tactics. Yes, yes.
yeah, get this motherfucker off of you. How you gonna get him off of you?
Right.
Learn how to gouge your eye out with a thumb. Worst case scenario. You know,
Well, they teach a little bit of that in women's like in women's
they don't know
survival.
women where I was at. I was at Fort Benning.
No, no, no. I just mean like when you're talking about even in junior high when they're teaching you how to get somebody off of you. They teach like how to gouge your eye out and all that kind of stuff just to get yourself to safety. That's all I'm saying. I'm not like all the a big dude or like not to your extreme level like in the military. I was just saying, but I don't know. To me, like when I was listening to it just from an outsider looking in, this young man that killed the guy, um like I said, I'm not making any excuses from him. I don't know him or his background or whatever, but like the fact that he tried to like enroll in college or whatever and dropped out or whatever and then just went backpacking through Central America, that's kind of like what people try to do when they're trying to find themselves and trying to figure out like
Man,
they don't.
white boys just do that shit for fun though. Sometimes too, Foodie.
Yeah, but usually when they have money, this guy, and you know for a fact that a lot of people enroll into the military, they don't have money. A lot of them were foster kids. A lot of them don't have any support bases to go back to. You can't just say, "Oh, I'm gonna do this for a little while, and if it doesn't work out, I'm gonna go home." That doesn't sound like this boy's case. Like a lot of kids, they get dumped out into the foster system. They don't know where else to go. They're either it's homelessness or going to the military. Period. So before that, they've endured a lot of trauma. Is the whole point I'm trying to make. And so I don't know what his whole basis was, what his what
Sounds like
type
he
of
need to be locked up.
possibly,
Sound like he need to be locked up by her. He said
or
he ain't
maybe
got no
he's
self-control.
the same kind of victim, but he just dealt with it a different way.
And he finally snapped one day, according to what you said. Shit.
Well, I'm just saying maybe he sees a threat that different.
Hold up, Foodie. He got resources to go backpacking across the world somewhere else, but he can't go up there to the damn VA to get.
First of all, you don't need very many resources to backpack across Central America.
He don't
It's
need
like
no
cheaper than
resources to
cheap.
go
Like
to the VA.
listen,
Foodie,
this is what I
he's
know
a
for a fact
veteran.
about
It's
backpacking
available.
across Central America, and I've never even
Foodie, don't
tried
skip
it.
over what I just said.
Huh?
He's a veteran. He has
Yes.
resources available.
I don't know that he didn't try to reach out to them. I don't know that he wasn't on medication. I don't know that he didn't have a psychiatrist.
What I'm saying, that's more of a reason. I can't give him no pass, yo. Not for
I'm
that.
not trying to give him a pass.
I
I'm
ain't
just
talking
looking
about you.
on.
I said I didn't say you shouldn't or you are.
Right, but it sounds like you are looking at me like I'm trying to give him a pass.
No, I'm talking to the audience. You and I having a conversation. The audience,
Right.
listen.
Right. So I'm not giving them an excuse. I'm just saying that both of them are maladapted is all I'm saying.
You said
it seems
what?
to me that both of them are maladapted. Huh?
You said maladapted.
Maladapted
Oh.
to society.
Oh, okay. I thought you said redacted with mal in front. I was like, shit, that's
so if you take two people who are mentally ill and they clash.
Foodie. I thought you said a different word. I know what that word means.
Okay, so yeah, that's the whole point I'm trying to make is like if you take two people who are maladapted or not well, and they clash into each other, neither one of them are going to deal with the situation very well. And I think
Rudy,
that the
I host
result is
breaking beats. I see that shit every night on my live.
right. So I think that the result is this, and that's how we got to this result. Is the whole point. And so my point in saying that is this: we have a criminal justice system that it deals with a lot of people who are not well adapted, maladapted to society due to their upbringing or whatever the situation is, and they criminalize all parties involved. Like they were this man. This man has got lots of the man who was killed. He's got lots of charges. He had lots of charges. Doesn't matter anymore because he's dead now. Unfortunately, rest in peace. But we have a society that just simply does not deal with mental illness the way that it needs to be dealt with. Like the whole fact that they consider prison systems like I know from California, they call them rehabilitation centers. There's no rehabilitation going on. There's nothing rehabilitated going on except for the fact that you learn how to be a better criminal and get out when you get out for most people. So I just would like to see for this gentleman, whatever happens, that he comes out better on the other end. That's all.
Well, the prison system is a business, so there's no money in rehabilitation. That's why.
Facts. That is a fact. That's kind of a part of the point that I was trying to get to. I'm just saying that
Right.
this
Right.
gentleman it sounds like he's a victim of his circumstance. He's a grown man. He made decisions on his own, but maybe he overreacted. And sometimes when you overreact, unfortunately, I don't think he meant to kill this man. Is the whole point. I don't really think he really. I mean, maybe he didn't mean to kill this man. Maybe he just reacted the only way he knew how. Just like when just when you feel
Right.
like your life is being threatened, you just react and just
Well,
it happens.
I agree with what you're saying, Foodie. I don't think he meant to kill him, but the thing and I get what you're saying about the adrenaline, but the thing is that particular. That's why I made reference to that particular type of choke. That's a rear naked choke, and you can't hold that choke that long, 5 minutes max. I remember growing up in Chicago. Me and my older brother, we used to practice that choke. We would practice choking each other out.
Yep.
And my grandmother, had to intervene, and was like, y'all stop doing that. Y'all fuck around, kill one, somebody fuck around and die. That choke is very dangerous.
But you have to be present of mind. You have to be present of mind to know that.
Full revolution. You have presence of mind to even to do that move with such skill.
I get that, but I'm just saying you have to be
that when you learn how to do this shit, they teach you what they tell you the consequences of it.
I'm not denying that, Mark.
No, I ain't. No, you good. No, look, let's play the maybe game because you was like maybe, right? I got some maybes. Let me do my maybe. Maybe he a backpacking, former Marine, living his best life, enjoy, or trying to figure shit out. He's a martial arts expert. He see this motherfucker wilding out, and he was like, "Shit, I'm gonna be a hero today. I want to be a hero."
Possibility.
Hold on. Let me get this out. Maybe he acts out. Maybe he see the cameras on, and he want to show off. He was like, "Shit, I'm about to be famous. Let me show off my MMA moves." Like maybe he knew I can bully this guy. I can overpower him. Maybe he saw an easy lick. Maybe that's why he attacked him from behind. I'm just saying, maybe.
Right.
Oh, maybe I got some maybes too. I think he wanted to show off his shit. He wanted to be a hero.
Okay, hold on, Mark. You gotta stop showing that Michael Jackson ass picture.
That's what he was famous for. He was famous for this.
Yeah, that's what he was famous for.
Stop it. I'm trying to be serious with you.
I'm dead ass too.
Yeah,
Fuck.
but that's what he used to do in the subways, though, Booty.
You want to be starting
Like I put a
Stop
meme
it.
on him. You act like I made this picture up.
I feel like
like
you
a
want to be
real
starting
fan.
something, man. Stop it.
You sound like the
I feel like you want to be started.
man, why you doing that? Stop doing that.
Stop it,
Why
man.
you doing this? I was like,
Mark,
bro,
you know I done had a couple drinks. You
there
gotta
you
stop
go
it.
with that, Mark. Don't be doing that, man.
I'm trying to be serious, man.
I'm trying to be serious too. I didn't follow real images.
We in 2023. This nigga got a Jerry curl. Stop it.
It is an older picture of him though. All right, man. It's still a hip hop political sports show with a comedy twist. We like to let the jokes fly. Life's serious enough, but also death is very serious too. And from all accounts, this young man, like, he was a very happy guy, but he hit rock bottom, and a lot of people hit rock bottom.
Okay. Mark, I listened to your maybe. So can you listen to my maybe real quick?
Oh man, I was trying to segue and get into some positive shit. And get away because I know they'll clip out that one part and make me seem like a monster. But go ahead.
No, you don't sound like a monster to me. That's your maybe, and it's a possibility.
No, I'm talking about with all the jokes right there at the end.
Oh, you can clip that shit out. Who cares?
I ain't editing shit. I'll make it members only before I edit.
Just don't put that picture up no more.
Man, I'll grab another screenshot then, but that's the one I had.
You had to get over, yeah.
They said that was some of the
stuck in the middle.
That shit helped them, man. That shit helped them get through.
Yeah.
His mom died, and maybe who knows what happened.
Okay, so
stole his jacket.
So this is my maybe on another angle.
Depression. Go ahead.
Okay. This is something that I know. People walk in and they have a traumatic situation going on. So every single second matters. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying, like you're in the ER. They walk in, they're bleeding, or they're walking in there like, I can't see anymore. I've gone blind or whatever. Like every fucking single second matters. So that's the thing, is like, I think maybe possibly the man was trying to neutralize the threat, but you don't know the very second. Like you're not counting 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000. You know what I'm saying? Like when we're doing CPR, like you're not thinking like, okay, this is the second that I might snap this man's neck, because that's what killed the man. His neck was snapped. You know what I'm saying? He was just thinking, I gotta neutralize this threat. And as a human being, you don't know how. You don't simply know. Okay, I've done it long enough, and let me stop now and give him some breathers. Like that's
you do feel a motherfucker go limp if you choke them out.
Oh, but according to
not necessarily when you're not when your adrenaline is going, when you're in fight or flight, you're not thinking about that.
Foodie, his shit won't snap. I read that earlier. They said it was just the compression. The
compression. Right, it's compression to cut
acid. You feel a compression when it happens.
No, you can't. It's just long term. But yeah, so
that's not intentional. That's what I'm saying.
Nah. The
you simply don't know. You don't know that. Like
Foodie, the intentional part is applying that maneuver.
When you putting that choke on, when you putting that choke on, you know a motherfucker gonna go limp.
Right.
And then you got a person, you got other people helping you. His thing should have moved away from the neck and just held that dude down.
You're not thinking about that when you feel like your life is in danger.
Out and see how limp you go. Or you go choke somebody and see how limp they go.
Okay, so have people accidentally died in UFC? Have people accidentally died in boxing?
They could die if that ref wasn't in there. If the ref wasn't in there, they would.
Well, fuck the ref. The people are not thinking about that at the time.
Man, stop it.
No, Booty.
What the ref?
Booty, you said you are arguing for this, but it sounds like you are. The more this conversation goes,
okay, that's fine. Y'all can think what I'm doing, but it's human instinct.
Okay, though. It's okay.
No.
That's okay.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. That's the reason why we hold on as nurses. We have malpractice insurance, because you may simply like to. Okay, for instance,
ain't no doctor choking nobody. Food.
Listen. Listen to me when I say this. You guys listening?
I'm listening.
Okay. When you do CPR, just basic life support, BLS, they say you need to do deep compressions. Deep compressions means if you don't break the rib cage, you're not doing it deep enough. So I might break someone's rib cage, okay?
That's a fact.
But I might save their life at the same time.
Or they still might die, and people
Or they still might die.
What's your
broke
point?
their rib, they die because you
I'm
broke
trying to
their
make my fucking point.
Yeah,
I got
the
you.
point is,
No, we cool, Foodie. We good.
So that is the reason why I carry malpractice insurance.
Absolutely.
That's the reason why hospitals carry malpractice insurance, and that is the reason why there is a what is it called, a not a civilian act, but a yeah, that's the civilian act. It is the civilian act.
Good Samaritan.
Good Samaritan. Thank you.
Yes,
It's
ma'am.
the Good Samaritan Act.
No,
So that I do.
Foodie, that's what I did in the Army.
That's the intention. It is based on your intention.
All right.
So I was trying to help this person or save their life, but in the event that but in the process, I accidentally killed them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it just proves that I was doing it with goodwill and good intention.
And people still get sued too, Foodie.
Exactly. That is the reason why I carry malpractice insurance, so that you can't come after my.
You do the compressions right. Like how many you give? Or,
right.
Yeah, man.
Right, because I'm just jumping in trying to help them. I don't know what your cardiac history is. I don't know what your neuro history is.
You saved their life by getting them out the car, but they paralyzed now.
Exactly.
I was like, well, would you rather I left you in the burning car? The ambulance was coming right behind.
Right. Or I don't know. Like they said, well, you shouldn't have done it because you didn't know they had COPD. How the fuck would I know that? They were in a burning fucking car.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying with this gentleman.
I'm with you. We all together on that.
That's the whole point I'm trying to make. I'm not trying to, dismiss it one way or the other. That's my whole point.
All right, go ahead, Reg, because Reg's been quiet for a minute. I want to hear what he got to say on this shit.
I think just with the dude
been talking food, been talking. Let's see what you got to say.
Yeah, I just think with the dude applying that kind of choke, he should have knew at some point there's a limit to how long he can apply that shit. He knew that he had other people assisting him. He had his legs locked around the dude's body. The guy wasn't going nowhere. The guy hadn't really struck him, so it wasn't like he in the defense for his life. He looked aware of what was around him. So, I mean, he locked into, he fucked up. He locked into knowing that dude was out. You can feel that this dude is no longer resisting you. And then also on top of that, it wasn't much resistance he can give you. You got two other guys on top of him. And then you watch, there's a photo of when they get up off of the dude. He's just laying there limping. Ain't nobody assisting the guy, trying to apply CPR. You don't put a choke on somebody like that. At least know how to wake them up, check on them, check for a pulse, any of that shit.
Reg, give me that video when he waking back up.
No, he don't wake up. They standing around him.
No. I'm sorry. When the dude releases the choke, and they just standing around.
No, it's just photos. I can find that photo. I think I put in the video that I made.
He just looking down at him.
They all standing around him.
No, I saw when they were doing compressions on him, and his body was flopping, but they blurred it out.
Who was doing the compressions? Medics or the people?
Yeah, the EP, the EMS,
no,
the EMR.
I'm talking about the people who was on top of him.
Well, I mean, I think you have completely missed my point as far as when you're trying to neutralize a threat, you don't know exactly when the threat is neutralized. When you're trying to save your life.
If you choking somebody out, you feel them go limp, you let them go.
This is the question I have to ask you. Have you ever had to do that when someone is trying to kill you? Or have you only done that in training?
I'm from South fucking Central.
And they were trying to kill you at the time?
Choke people out. I don't watch people get choked the fuck out. People know when they choked out. You don't watch people getting fights, choking somebody. You step in there. Hey, let that shit go. Like, you know what a choke could do to somebody. Like, stop it. These niggas on that subway knew it.
No, don't tell me to stop it. I'm asking you a question. I'm just simply asking, have you done that?
You acting like as if you don't know what's going on. Talking about malpractice shit. That shit don't apply to this shit. The dude knew he fucked up. Choked so long. Man, y'all gotta stop being sensitive. I'm just talking. I'm not trying to disrespect y'all. I don't know. We come from different worlds. Like, I don't know. Y'all be
that's all good and fine. I ask you simple questions. I thought all malpractice shit. Okay, calm down. Okay, I got you. I asked you a simple question. Have you done it in
you
practice?
Know when somebody been choked out and when you done put them in a long enough beam and they go limp, you put them to sleep.
All right.
I always tell hey, look, Foodie, I always tell Reg, I was like, Reg, you be gaslighting. He was like, what the fuck? I just talk like
I still don't know what that shit means.
Y'all should know by now. That's how Reggie talk.
That's how he was like, Reggie starts off with some disrespect, low key. Like, man, y'all niggas on some pussy shit.
Well, I'm just saying, I recognize that shit, but you don't need to talk to me
It ain't
like
even
that.
disrespect, man.
Like everybody cut him, be like, yo, who you calling the pussy, nigga? I was like, yo,
Yeah, I got you. I ain't calling you
Right.
shit.
you know, that nigga just be turning up. That's how he talk, man.
But fuck your malpractice insurance. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, I had to adapt to Reggie. I was like, well, that nigga's just
People just gotta adapt. Like, I don't mean no
Reggie
harm. That's why I don't treat
I'm from South Central Los Angeles.
that
Who gives
nigga
a
grew up
fuck?
at church though, so he couldn't cuss at church. So now he just cuss all the time. Be like, fuck it, ain't nobody gonna tell me what
you
to do.
you better ask somebody if I cussed in church. Church was no different than nowhere to me.
Remember you told me like you was like, I thought you told me you wouldn't. You was like, man,
No, I used to cuss
don't
in church.
cuss.
I used to have to be told to stop doing that. But I always be mindful. I tend to not cuss around older people, but around other people, I cussed in church. I ain't treat church like it's some
cuss around
holier than thou.
more. Engage your man. Jerry is your elder, and you cuss him out.
Yeah, but Reg, you gotta understand, it's not me against the world. We're just trying to understand your fucking world. But you can't get mad when people are trying to understand where you come from. We don't all come from where you come from. I'm asking you a simple question. I'm from South Central Los Angeles. Fuck your malpractice insurance. Okay,
You asked if I ever had to be in the choke some people out. They fight a lot in there.
Okay, that's good and well. Thank you. Thank you for the education.
From the inner city, people from mobile homes, people from the suburbs.
Thank you for the education.
That sounds like the whole world, Reggie. You said
thank you.
You said suburb.
For the love of God, okay.
Even millionaires kill each other. Shit, I seen shit.
Right.
I seen this one story out there in y'all area, yo, where it was a doctor tried to kill her husband. She was poisoning him little by little.
Happens all the fucking time, every day.
And he was a doctor too. He was like, some shit ain't going right. Let me set a camera up in here.
Yeah, you would be surprised what you hear about and what you don't hear about. It's a surprise.
Right.
From suburbs and non-suburbs.
That's true. You know, and that's why, you know, I was like, man, I hope Jerry ain't coming with the what about black on black crime when he started talking about some murders that happened. And I'm like, come on, man, don't go there. You know, we just had a Mexican dude just shoot up some people here in Texas, about 40 minutes from where I live.
I saw that.
You know, yeah. So, but you know, kind of to, you know, I get what Foodie is saying about adrenaline, and you know, she's saying, well, he didn't, because of the adrenaline that's flowing, he didn't realize it was longer than 5 minutes. You know, and I get that, you know, but at the same time, that particular hold, that particular choke, like I said, that's not a new choke. That's a very old choke, but it's very dangerous and it's very effective in making someone unconscious. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm kind of leaning to what Mark was saying about, you know, I want to be a hero type cat. You know what I'm saying? And Foodie, he could have some mental illness as well. You know what I'm saying? But that particular choke is dangerous, and you can kill someone with it. Like I said earlier, you know, me and my older brother, we would practice that on each other, and you know, see how long it would take for one of us to pass out. You know, and to what you were saying, Foodie, about but to what you were saying, Foodie, about has anyone died in the octagon ring? Had that ref not been there, yes, many of fighters would have died, because these cats' pride won't let them tap. You know what I'm saying? And the ref has to pull them off. The ref has to break it in order for this guy to release it. I don't know how many UFC fights you've seen, you know, but it happens all the time. You know, these guys' pride won't let them tap out, and next thing you know, they passed out, and the refs got to pull them off.
Yeah, I got what you're saying, and I'm not just talking about the octagon. I'm just talking about sometimes even in boxing, on accident, or even after the ref intervenes, they go to the hospital and they die. They go into a coma and they die. Did that person mean to kill them? No. That's the whole point I'm saying. They don't always die on sight. So, you know, just like in sports, you know, these kids are playing, you know, regular Pop Warner or All-American League football or whatever, you don't know what a person's pre-existing conditions are. You assume through the physical that this is a healthy 13 or 14-year-old. Even the parents don't even know, and then they die from a subdural hematoma, just boom, just being hit too hard. You don't fucking know.
Right, and I get all that, you know, and I don't think this guy attacked the Marine guy. I just think, like Mark said, he was on some hero shit. You know, I'm going to this dude is acting erratic, you know, and I'm going to take care of this situation.
Possibility.
And it went too
Strong
far.
possibility.
And it went too far.
Strong
Yeah, you
possibility.
know, and yeah, and he killed it, and he
I was
killed the
just
man.
playing the devil's advocate. I'm just saying that just in a
Right,
sense,
right. I
we
get
can't
it. I
assume
get
that
it.
it was intentional. Maybe it
Of
was,
course,
maybe it
of course.
wasn't. So what they'll do in court is see what his qualifications were in holding this chokehold. Like just like with a nurse or a medical professional, they'll say, okay, what
He's
authority
Marshall
did
Bedford.
huh?
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Like what authority did this person have in order to implement this specific hold or the specific medication or the specific CPR, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And then what was their, you know, how many years they'll do the whole, you know, investigation. So we'll have to leave it to that. We can't assume he was trying to be a hero. We can't assume that he was not trying to be a hero based on his mental health or whatever, because I don't know that either.
I'm about to send you the video after they let the choke go, where these motherfuckers just standing there stupid.
Who said that? Was that Reggie?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll look at it. But I think you have your mind made up. So
No, the guy is wrong. I don't think he intentionally went in there to say I'm gonna kill
like I
this
said, I
black
think you have your
motherfucker.
mind made up, and that's fine. You
What's
can.
the mind
You have
made up?
right.
I just ain't agreeing the stuff you talking about, but my mind ain't made up to being like he's a murderer, he's a savage. I ain't saying none of that shit about the dude, but the dude should have knew to let that shit go. And as well as the other people who stood over there locking this guy down, holding his hands, they're wrong.
Okay.
Their intentions wasn't. That's why manslaughter would probably be the proper charge for him.
Got it.
You putting it in the private chat, Reg, so I can show.
I'm gonna send it to your Instagram.
Okay. All right. Let me know when it's sent.
All right. Yeah, I'm just clipping it up real quick. I'm just spicing it up.
Yeah, HAD. I did it early in the episode. I read the article. According to the guy who shot the video, he was grabbed from behind once he said, I'm thirsty and I'm willing to spend the rest of my life in jail. That's when he was grabbed by Penny. That's when Jordan Neely was grabbed by. So yeah.
To Jay Finn, what's his name? Jay Finley in the chat. You say, "Oh, Foodie sounds argumentative again. If you don't like it, don't listen. Every time you hear my voice, just go ahead and just tune out. If I sound argumentative to you, you don't like what I have to say."
Damn, Foodie, that's you in your mood. Huh? She in her mood.
Just saying. I don't want to hear what you got to say. You don't want to hear what I got to say. We on the same level.
Go ahead, Champion Heart.
What we talking about?
Well, you say he should be charged with at least manslaughter, right? Or no? Did you give me?
Yeah. I said it earlier. I also said that the cats that was holding his arms down need to be charged as well.
So what is the intelligence level, or what is the military or medical background of the people that were holding his arms down? That and just assuming that the article that I read on the New York Post said that this man was hurling threats and food at these people, and they felt like they were threatened.
Well, if he was man is, yeah, I haven't read a report like that. From what I understand, the man was hungry. You know what I'm saying? And
well, I'm hungry right now too. I ain't about to hurl food at people.
But yeah, so if you hungry, you're not hurling food at somebody. Yeah, I don't know how true that is, Foodie. I hadn't heard that report.
If I were mentally ill, maybe I would. Mentally ill people don't do things on a regular level. If you're schizophrenic,
Yeah.
and literally this man not just,
That's more of a reason not to choke him out.
but how did the man know he was schizophrenic? Like he's not a.
But look, like you just said, if I say I'm hungry and I'm throwing food at you, like that means something is wrong, right?
But you got to understand that throwing anything is assault.
Okay, it's Foodie. That don't mean you can kill him though for throwing.
But I'm saying you don't know that he meant to. He was just trying to stop him from doing that.
Where did you?
All right, I sent that video to you.
Okay.
People don't just walk onto the subway every day and people are just throwing food at you.
Shit, yes you do.
Well, no.
And
I
think New York is probably one of the worst.
Well, either way, it doesn't make it okay.
No, I mean that's what I'm saying with the reaction of the white dude is that if he's a constant commuter, he's probably dealing with seeing the behaviors. These people ride these public transit. I don't care if you're talking about the bus. The bus.
Neither one of us know if he was familiar to New York or the subway system.
But
that's
still,
an assumption.
you ride the subway.
Who we don't know is not familiar with New York.
Is a commuter from New York? Is the man that killed him from New York? Or
yeah, he's from New York. Yeah, he's a New Yorker.
Man, you can ride the subway one time and you're gonna figure out that it's crazy. It's crazy people. You feel uncomfortable. Okay. New York has a history of a bunch of way out shit on it, and especially he from New York, so now he's probably really on edge. New York has always had that history, dating back from the 70s through 80s. The subways was something that's always been the objective of New York is to try to clean up subways.
The fact of the matter is you can't assault someone and then also determine how they respond to that assault. You can't throw that. What I mean by that is that you can't hurl food at me and then tell me that the way I react to you is overreacting.
Yeah, no, I think they give too many breaks for mentally ill people. I think some mentally ill people got to deal where people are going to, like I was saying earlier, people are starting to react to mentally ill people rather than the excuse to be made after they done assaulted and killed people is, oh, he had this and he had that. Nobody's going to wait for that shit anymore. Too many lives.
So that could be exactly. So you can see that maybe that's the position that this man was taking.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But the fact that where he crosses the line is the extent of the length of that hold.
And what you and I are not meeting eye and eye on is that you don't simply count while you're choking somebody out how many seconds you're counting them, choking them out, or how many minutes you're choking them out.
You don't need to count that. You respond to you felt this motherfucker go limp. You done did what your choke was intended to do.
Okay, when you're in fight or flight mode. When you're in fight or flight mode.
This is the other thing. There ain't no fight or flight. The guy was being assisted.
Okay, so he's not a human being now. Everybody doesn't have fight or flight mode.
Well, his was the fight, and his was the fight, Foodie, and this is the thing. Okay. You know about putting a choke on someone, and he knew what kind of choke he was putting on that guy, because there ain't a regular choke someone does. He knew how to wrap around, lock around his body.
This is what makes me question, Reggie, if you've ever been in fight or flight mode. Real, true epinephrine, real norepinephrine.
No, it makes me question you because of your way of explaining it. The way this dude put a choke on it, he knew to lock around his dude's body. You
said that 5,000 times, and we're never going to agree on
it. No, you, like they said in the comments, you want to be argumentative.
No, we'll just agree to disagree on it, because I'm not going to see your way, and you're never going to see it my way.
No,
I'm not going to see your way. You're never going to see it my way.
I'm pretty sure you never been in a fight. You never choked.
I'm never going to see your way. You're never going to see it my way.
But I'm talking to the comments too. So, but
moving
back to this choke. The guy.
No, not back to this
around
choke.
This guy's body. I'm gonna just talk over. This guy
you.
Knew to lock around this guy's body with his fucking legs. Knew to fucking put in a choke to restrict his fucking airway, and he knew at some point wherever he learned to do this shit that a person's going to go to sleep. This wasn't just a thing to restrain it. He wouldn't put it on that tight. He locked that shit around this guy's neck.
I'm gonna make a drink.
Yeah, go do that.
I'll be back.
Did you get the video? Yeah, but you can't do that shit for far too long. But if I was that dude, I probably would have wanted to jump on the crazy food too. Like I say, you ride any public transportation in this country, it's always crazy ass people on them. And I think especially with
I'll be right back.
New York got such a massive ass police department. They need to put more of these cops in these subway stations to avoid a lot of that shit. They spend too much time putting resources.
Yeah, you know what, man?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, you're right. You know what? When I went to see my daughter in New York, man, it just the subways reminded me a lot of what you see in Venice Beach. You know, it was like a circus show, man. It's crazy the stuff that you see on those subways. And I just got a little bit of it with my daughter. She's been there for a couple of years, so she knows how to navigate, on those subways. She knows to keep her head on a swivel. When she's on the platform, she's got her back against the wall. She doesn't stand too close to the rails because of all the craziness that go on out there. So and when we were on the train, on the subway, some dude started performing right there in the walkway. And my daughter, she was like, here we go. She was, she just said this is like an everyday thing with all the craziness that's just happening out there.
Yeah.
No, go ahead, Foodie. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Foodie.
Yeah, the same with living in Los Angeles, growing up in the San Fernando Valley and living in LA. There are lots of homeless people. You go to school, you see them sleeping on the bushes, on the benches or whatever. But generally, when you hear about all of the crime rates, they're not due to the homeless people, the schizophrenic people or whatever. They're due to people who are just assumed to be normal people. So they have never really been the majority of the threat. They kind of just mind their business. They talk to themselves or whatever. If they get too close to you, you just kind of walk away. They don't usually follow you. You know what I'm saying? They're not necessarily aggressive. When we were younger, my kids never had to take the bus, but we took the bus when I was younger going to school. And it's like, if you feel uncomfortable, you just get off at the next stop. They're not going to follow you to off the bus. They're just going to do their thing because they're in their own mind. They're in a different world than you. So generally, they're not a direct threat. Usually, like if you move seats or if you move away from them, they usually don't follow you. They'll just find someone else to put their attention on.
See, that ain't always true, man. That ain't always true. Some of these people, you deal with different levels of it. Then also added with this population is you got a large population of people being released out of prison who fall right into the homeless population. A lot of them who are down there and mixed in with these crowds, and those people come with the level of violence. We got high levels of people with addictions, and when an addict can't get his hit, they begin to act irate. They're pickpocketing people, robbing people, pushing people in front of these trains, attacking and assaulting people. There's major issues across this country with rail systems, especially with the trains. The buses, the drivers can control who they let on and off because you got to play it fair before that bus takes off. Subway, you get people hopping over them guards, and then there you're dealing with your homeless population. You're mentally ill. You're a person with an effed up day. And New York is probably the biggest challenge because they have such a large system down there with sick ass.
Okay, and in saying all of that, would you say that this man had a reason to believe that his life was in danger and maybe he held the hold too long, or are we going to go back to square one?
No, I'm saying a lot of shit leads into it. You see these crazy ass people, you're going to react. You don't know if this fool got a gun.
That's what I was saying.
Call the police. Whoa, get the police here. I'm going to hold him down. But the minute you choke him and putting a hole like that, you can just wrap him around his chest. You got your legs wrapped around him. The other fool's helping you. You ain't like you by yourself and you're in a struggle for death.
And then you just magically know that he's gonna stop, right? Magically.
What's magic? You hold the fool.
Hold on, Foodie. Stop doing what? Because he never initiated contact with anybody. He never punched, slapped, choked,
or threw food at anyone.
Grabbed a knife, said I got a knife, said I got a gun, reached for a gun.
No, but he, like you said, he wasn't yelling at people or throwing food at people.
Look, I'm still waiting for you to put that in the private chat because you're the first person that ever told me he hit anybody.
Hold my beer.
Yeah, I ain't saying you lying. I'm just saying send it to me. I ain't never heard that he attacked anybody. Because we went from attacking to throwing food to even if he threw food, that's okay too, to kill him, to attack him from behind. If this guy is throwing food at people, that doesn't call for this Marine to get involved. And when you see this video, what they saying aftermath, I don't think it's what you said where he just snapped and lost it like that. I think it was some hero shit because even after that, you can see even like I don't know how strong I am on the other two people being arrested with the murder, but with the because that video Reg showed me is I do see one of the guys try to lift his leg to revive him. You get what I'm saying?
I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna look and see 100% if they said. I swear I see. I'm looking at the internet on the internet. It said something about throwing food, but I tell you this.
Yeah.
I tell you this. I mean,
I'm still holding your beer. Go ahead. You got time? Go ahead.
Right.
Fine.
If in high school, if you threw a fucking hot dog at me,
I'm still holding your beer. Go find that.
I can't guarantee I wouldn't choke you out. Okay, hold on.
Yeah, find that.
If
but
you
ain't no hospital. This is Marine.
You spend many times riding them subways, and you felt one of these motherfuckers gonna do something. You probably gonna jump on them. These people crazy.
Some people, yeah. But if you spend enough time on them subways, you know, a lot of these motherfuckers just talking. You don't just attack somebody from behind and put them in a rear naked choke.
Yeah, no, true that.
It's no imminent threat, bro. It's no imminent threat.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So I think that there was just more than what you've heard has been reported. That's why I'm trying.
That's why I'm look. I ain't say you not. I'm still holding your beer. Find it. I was just replying to what Reg said.
Because I have a son who was attacked by a homeless person standing at a bus stop.
I'm not denying.
And I had to ask him, what could he possibly have done, even if you didn't know, to provoke him? Because you got to understand that this is a street person, and he's got a lot more experience in fighting people than you do, and you need to do whatever you need to do to avoid that. So,
all right, so boom, this is what I can do for the people watching in the chat right here. I'm gonna put a link real quick. This is on my backup channel. This is the link Reggie just sent me. I don't think I can show that on this live stream, but I got it on my backup channel real quick, and it's a shareable link, so y'all should be able to look at it and see what I see, what happened afterwards. And you can hear one of the people saying, matter of fact, Foodie, I'm gonna put this in the private chat for you too, so you can click on it from there. Champion Heart as well, and basically you can hear the guy saying, "You ain't know who you was messing with, homie, huh? It ain't him. I think it's one of the people trying to revive him. Like, yeah, it's a Desert Storm guy right here. It's a Marine, combat guy. Yeah, you picked the wrong ones today." Type shit like that. You didn't know who else was up there. Type shit. It's hard to hear it clearly, but you can see him trying to wake him up. They was trying to revive him and wake him up a little bit, but yeah, it's kind of crazy. Let me take his name all the way out because YouTube will probably be looking for that. I'll just put JN after me. Can y'all see the link? Does it work?
Will you put in the regular chat?
Yeah, I put in the regular chat too. See if you can click the link. It's like a 55-second video. Do y'all see it?
No.
All right, let me do this. copy the link right here. Boom. Oh yeah, I'm looking right at it. Wow. All right, so yeah, if y'all want to see that, man, this is the aftermath right here of what happened in that case. I put it in the put in the main chat and read just right here in the private
Oh
chat.
yeah, I see it now. I see it.
Yeah. So yeah, y'all could check that out and beam back over. But that's the aftermath of what happened. And I'm gonna only leave that up for a minute. So if you want to check it out now real quick, and then I'm gonna delete that. But it's truly unfortunate to say the least, though. Like on both sides. Like let's say he was just trying to be a good guy. I give y'all who's saying that the benefit of the doubt. But yeah, you just trying to be a hero, in my opinion. Yeah, I'm sorry, brother. You gotta see the consequences. You're a military veteran. I get it. I'm sorry. If you had a break, you had a bad day. You guys both had a bad day. Like Food Revolution saying, could be the worst of the two sides of the coins meeting at the same time. But unfortunately, man, that just ain't how we deal with it, though. It's a button on the train too. And let's say he was throwing some food. Man, those French fries, man, that ain't gonna work. Not with a jury of your peers in New York City. A jury of New Yorkers? Come on, man. You gotta have something more than that, because they've been riding trains with crazy motherfuckers their whole life. They ain't never choked nobody out. But who knows, man? Something gonna have to get done, because if you don't, doesn't it set a precedent, Champion Heart? Doesn't it say it's okay where somebody says something you don't like or make you feel a certain way? You can react however you want to react. You can, somebody getting loud on the train with somebody else. I thought he was gonna kill her. I thought he was gonna do it. It set a precedent in a city like New York, right?
Okay. Yeah, I was listening to what you were saying, Mark. I was reading the interview again on New York Post and ABC, and I stand corrected. You're right. I don't actually see where he said he was throwing food. He, like you said, he was saying he was hungry and that he's tired of being hungry and all that kind of stuff. Then the people felt threatened, but he didn't actually physically assault anyone from what I read.
Yeah. I'm about to drink this beer I was holding for you, Foodie. You don't get it back. How that work? When somebody say hold my beer, do I get to keep the beer? No.
You got it.
Yeah, it's all love. It's all love. Shit ain't about being right or wrong. It's just about sharing the information and make sure we pass the right information. Because
right,
I
but my whole argument wasn't based on if he was throwing food or not. But I'm just saying, like, you don't know how anyone is going to respond to how they feel when they are threatened. And like you said,
right. And we got here because the first word you said was assaulted, and that's when we was like, I never heard he assaulted anybody. And then we got to the throwing the food for the people who didn't know. But I get it, like.
Right. Well, then I went on to the whole fact that the man was in the Marines and he tried to assimilate into society, and he doesn't seem to possibly have assimilated well. Went on backpacking mission. I don't know what his mental health status is.
It sounds like you described that movie, Dead Presidents.
Right. And those they clearly were not. They clearly, yeah, they feel in.
They locked that nigga up at the end of the movie. Spoiler.
Right.
Yeah, man.
So,
you can't just.
So I'm just saying both of them might have had some mental illness issues.
Though I didn't even hear he had dropped out till you told me. Is that?
Yeah, that I'll send you the interview on, or whatever, the article on.
Yeah, because every article I heard, they painted him like an angel. That's because that was one of my arguments early in the show. What's up, Stone Tangerine? Critical Observer. What up, Juice? My boy Juice in the building. What up, fam? That was one of my arguments earlier too. Like Foodie, I was like, can we hear something about the guy who did the choking? It was like everything we heard was painting the victim like a negative way, and that's one things we always talk about in the black community. Like, damn, man, you die twice. They kill you twice. They kill your physical, then they try to kill the memory and your legacy of who you was or who you could have been. He won't shit anyway. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that shit just blow my mind. Champion Heart in the background. I got you. Somebody out there know what I'm talking about. It's dead up here. Did my Wi-Fi go out again? Azim, what up? Stone Tangerine, what up?
No.
Well, you
Wi-Fi.
can hear me when I was responding to you. Like I said, yeah, that's character assassination. Yes, I got you.
Okay, I can hear you.
Because every time I click over to look at the article, then
Yeah,
so
that's cool.
I'm trying to find the link so I can post it to you.
Yeah. Shout out my brother HOD in the building. The
What
kid,
up, HOD?
the kid is back in this bitch. What up, Juice? Juice said, I could have sworn I missed all that stuff that was being added. Oh no, it's all love. It's all love. Azim Shabazz, peace to Azim Shabazz. What up? Yeah, I just know, and also I think this shit is kind of, I think depending on where you from in America or where you are in the world, you might have a different reaction to this too, you know? Because some people, they don't have the train system like that where they from. You know what I mean? They might have a city bus.
Right.
Yeah, or that just might not be, or our town's so small, we all just, you know, we all used to we can just get there. You know what I'm saying? You can just get there.
Yeah, for a long time in LA, we didn't have a subway transit system up until like, I don't know, maybe 2010.
Y'all had buses? Y'all just did the bus shit?
Yeah, the bus. And our bus is one of the worst shit you can travel on.
First of all, we had the RTD, which we used to call the Richard T. Davis. And
no,
then,
the rough, tough, and dangerous.
Then that went to the metro system. But it was a very good system for the simple fact that like they would run late. A lot of them would run late in a lot of areas of the city, and you could take like a bus from Long Beach all the way to the fucking San Fernando Valley. You'd be 3 hours getting there, but you could get there.
Yeah. So and then some people they go Pat and Joe. They take the Pat and Joe system. Y'all remember that, right?
No, what's that?
Oh, that's what my mama used to say. Oh, like, how I'm gonna get that? Take Pat and Joe. I was like, what's that? Your left,
like Greyhound?
Your left foot and your right foot, nigga. You walk. Better Pat and Joe it, man. You gotta go Pat and Joe. Damn, I got a Pat and Joe.
No, but to be honest, like in LA, like to get from one bus line to another that would get you to where you needed to go, sometimes you would have to walk like 2 miles to that bus line.
Good night.
It would at fucking like midnight. And you'd hope to fucking God that you didn't get stopped by the police or worse.
I would just keep that $5 for that 2 miles. Like, how much is it for 2 miles? I have to get a little taxi or something to meet me there.
Yeah, that's like not until like 96, 97 we started getting into the taxi system because I wasn't fucking with.
Damn, y'all was behind like that with taxis?
Hell yeah.
No, they always had taxis in
that cab
they had them. We just wouldn't own them until then.
My town, man, you had the bus during the day and at night cabs, nigga. It was cabs.
No,
everybody was cabs.
I remember when I moved to Dallas in like 98, 99.
We had United and City Cab and United. That was the only two.
But cabs don't come in like regular city areas. They like more airport, downtown.
Man, them shit.
No, they came in the suburbs. They came in like the valley, all over the valley. We had yellow cab.
You was in the valley? You was in the valley, Blondie?
Of course, just like BMF, my nigga. You know,
of course.
If it's good enough for them, it's good enough for me, right?
Oh my God! Look at you. You trying to be Marquise out here, man. Get the fuck out of here, fool.
They trying to be like me, nigga. I'm from there. They moved out there to survive, nigga. Detroit wasn't giving them shit. No, but
how long you was in Dallas?
I was in Dallas in 99, and I introduced them to the cab system like after hours. Like if they didn't know anybody who had a car, they're like, "What the fuck with the shit? Fucking get the yellow cab." Like, oh, we scared. I'm like, but you ain't scared to walk down the street or jump in the car with somebody you don't really know. Then they're like, "Shit, this is the shit." But the thing about the cab is, them motherfuckers would try to rob you. Like them motherfuckers would like not literally rob you, like these motherfucking you know these people would be raping you in the fucking the Ubers and shit. Like they would start the cab fare at a certain level, like $2.35 just to pick you up, and then they would run you like 10 cents a mile. But they would take you the long way around. You're like, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you going down this street? Oh no, this is the best way, honey. You know, they're like Armenian. This is the best way, honey. This is the way to get there the fastest. And then you get to a dead end, you know, like, what the fuck are you doing? So they would be like, for a $10 ride, they would charge you like $30 fucking if you wasn't smart. So you had to be smart about it.
No, they didn't like going to the hood because niggas are run off the motherfuckers. That's why I remember my stupid ass brother doing that shit. But that's why I didn't like coming in certain neighborhoods. But there's always been cabs around there. They'll pick up a prostitute. Prostitutes will pay their money for that shit. But regular people or young ass people, cab feel cautious about doing that shit. I mean, this nigga, we called one man. This nigga took us on probably like a 10-20 mile fucking drive.
Funky expedition. Hell yeah.
My brother fucking because he had money. I'm thinking he gonna pay. He like
don't got rich on these Soldier Boy stories.
He like, nigga, come on, man. This nigga run out that cab, man. I'm like, what the fuck you doing? The cab locked my door. I gotta try to run out the other side, man. This nigga was crazy.
They try to lock your fucking door. Yeah,
hey, that nigga's stupid, man.
Nah, I took a fucking cab all the way from like low key, like we took if you really wanted to get somewhere, like from the San Fernando Valley all the way to like fucking Rancho Cucamonga, no Fontana. Me and my ex, we had to get to Fontana, and I was like, how the fuck you gonna pay the fucking cab fare all the way from the San Fernando Valley to fucking Fontana? That's like 40 fucking miles. He's like, don't worry about it. And so we got there, and the cab driver got out the car. I'm like, what the fuck he getting out the car for? He was going upstairs to get, some of that ooh-wee. So that's how you pay them. You ain't got to pay them in money. You got to pay them in what they want, to keep them awake. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, they just that cab driver wanted to kill us, man. That nigga drive. Then he had to drive all the way back from where he picked us up from. And my brother always. That's why I stopped hanging with that nigga. That nigga always on crazy shit.
Shit. After I found out that that's all they wanted, I ain't about that. Yeah, they just wanted that fucking crystal. A lot of them, because they got to fucking pull rides all day and all night to make their money, make their quota. But that's when they all like back in the cab. They owned their own cab. Now everybody owns, rides with Uber and Lyft. So it's like a different situation. So, and after like 12 hours, Lyft will shut your shit off. They don't let you just drive for 14 to 16 miles and shit. I mean, hours at a time. So,
man, this shit's some sad shit, man. I'm looking at these photos. Some sad shit. Like when you see this one picture, man, I ain't gonna keep it on the screen long. So y'all driving, glance at the screen real quick. But this shit right here, Champion Art, you still there? Check this shit out. Like the dude look gone right here. Oh, wrong picture. The guy is gone. Like he seems gone like well before he's released. And in that video, as I put up, I've sent that video. I wanted y'all to see it so to add some context to it. But the guy has that argument that he didn't have presence of mind. At one point, he turns the guy to the side. He had presence of mind. He just was trying to be a hero. He was doing what he wanted to do.
Well, who had presence of mind, the choker or the choker?
Absolutely. You can see it in the video. At one point, finally at the end, after a while, one guy lifts the guy's legs up. The choker gets his shit, puts his hat back on. He stare at him. It looks like finally EMT walks in, and that's when he kind of walks over and he turns the guy to the side too.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen that photo.
He's gone, man.
That guy looks gone there. I'm not sure. He don't look. Stop with the Michael Jackson thing. Stop it.
Michael Jackson. This is what the news had up. How you want to be remembered. He'd rather be remembered this way than being choked out.
Yeah, for sure. I got you. God bless him. Well, you know what? You could be right, Mark. You could be right. I could be wrong. Whatever. I was just trying to see both sides of the coin.
Trying to be a bully too, maybe. Like I'll show you.
And that's what I'm saying. You could be right about that.
I'll show you. Not today. Not with this white boy on the train today.
Yeah.
I'll show you, nigga. I'm sorry.
And even though, when your adrenaline comes down, you're like, "Fuck, I shouldn't have done that." You did it.
Yeah, man.
Now you got to go.
Yeah,
now you got to go.
Yeah, you got to pay the consequences.
Yeah.
Dog.
There's no. Yeah, exactly.
Lock him up.
Yeah. If that's the case, yeah.
They shut down the subway system up there in New York.
I
Well,
think
not
the
the whole
protesters,
subway system.
I'm all for that. I'm all for that.
man, them protesters going about that shit wrong, man.
Nah, fuck that, Reggie. Fuck the city up. Economically, of course.
Nah, it's not their fault.
Let me not say it.
Yeah, they going wrong about it.
Yeah, it's not the subway's fault. There's a lot of people, including businessmen and women, who rely on the subway system.
Well, they better tell that police chief and the DA to do the right thing. Lock them up. Lock them up.
That's where the protest should be at the DA office.
Lock them up. So you think the bus people are in cahoots?
No, they ain't responsible for that shit.
Oh.
That shit involves a civilian.
Those are regular people trying to make money to.
But look, those people are sacrificing too. Some of the people,
them niggas probably ain't got no job to go to.
All of those people. It was like when they say it was like 70,000 or some shit.
It was that many people?
Hell yeah, it's a lot of people, Reggie.
Some of the people got PTO. They can afford a day or two, but they ain't gonna be out there for like 17, 20, 30 days and shit.
It was like, look, we gonna like, look, shit. I'm using my day,
quick, and then we gonna get right back.
Look, I don't think it was 70,000. Hold on, let me put a case. Food revolution. I'm gonna let you hold your beer back real quick.
I mean, New York is populated like a motherfucker. I mean, shit.
Yeah, but at the same time, a lot of black people have been moving out of New York because of the high rent prices. So.
Nah, these ain't just black
Ain't
folks.
that many black folks believe that shit.
This one black folks. Everybody else saw the shit. It was not everybody.
Well, I can believe that too with everybody and their fucking liberal agendas. New York is
Is
a
it a
liberal
liberal
state, so.
agenda or is it a human life thing, Foodie?
Okay, well, I'm just saying, like, liberals believe in that same thing that you believe.
People sound crazy when they talk liberal and this and that, like always conservative.
Right, right.
Like that shit is bugged out, man. Like where y'all learn that shit from?
Feel how you want to feel about it.
Fox News.
You are entitled to your own opinion.
Exactly, man.
Fox News.
I have not watched Fox News a day in my phone.
Man, that's where y'all learn that shit. That shit.
I don't watch the news. Literally, I haven't watched the news in nine and a half years, period. So I formulated my own opinions.
But new shit come out every day. So you 13 years behind?
No, I know I'm up with the news.
Phone ain't 13 years behind, right?
You don't have to watch the news to know what's going on in the world.
Okay, so how do you know what's going on in the world?
Because everybody else in the whole fucking world watches the news. You hear about it whether you want to hear about it or not.
You don't get their opinions,
and then when I hear about it, I decide if I want to look more into it or not.
But Foodie, you hear other people's opinion about what happened, not the fact.
No, I decide what I want to look into further or not.
Oh, okay. All right.
I pick and choose.
Fair enough. Well, I'm glad you choose to fuck with your boy Marnell. We're gonna give you the facts over here. So. All right. Damn, man. Yeah, that joint is troubling, man. It's still troubling. So do y'all think anything gonna come up from this? Phone lines are open too. 404-692-1766. 404-692-1766. Call in, voice your opinion. I'll give you 2 minutes live on there. 2 minutes.
I think they're gonna send it to the grand jury. Odu got a lawyer and shit, so he probably hearing some word coming through.
Shit, one of his lawyers used to be a former DA, I think.
Yeah, he probably gonna go through a grand jury and to see if they bring up charges on him.
Republican dude. He ran for mayor, I believe. He lost, of course.
Well, as far as Republican, Democrat, or liberal, or progressive, or conservative, whatever goes, like I said, like the reason why I pick and choose is because most of what you hear is the same shit warmed over. This case with this young man, unfortunately, is not the first and it won't be the last. So I pick and choose which ones I want to see. Like with the George Floyd case, I've never watched that video. Never, ever. Don't need to. I just want to know what the outcome is because that's all I care about is the outcomes. You know? It doesn't really matter necessarily what happened. It's so unfortunate, but I want to know what the outcomes are. What are you guys going to do about it? That's what I focus on. That's why I don't watch the news because all they do is just fearmonger and repeat the same talking points over and over and over. CNN, ABC, MSNBC, Fox. It's just the same fucking talking points over and over.
Well, they got an audience that buy into that shit. That's why sometimes you got to know where
No,
to
same
get
topic points over and
certain
over.
type
Yeah,
of
but
news.
they're the sheep. I know better, but I don't give. They understand it, so good for them. They got an audience with them. They'll get money off of them. They're not going to get my attention and my money because all they do is fear monger.
But that's just certain syndicated Fox shows. Not all of them
No,
push
not just
agendas.
Fox.
Some
All of them fear monger.
just report local news, but
All of them fear monger.
not all of them. Some just
All
report local news. Those national shows like that Fox with Hannity and all them
Yeah, and the
motherfuckers.
other ones that just talk about celebrities and shit. What Kim Kardashian is doing, who she fucking, and the sports. I don't give a fuck about all that shit either.
No, I got you on that.
Fear mongering, just like with this whole COVID bullshit. Fear mongering. Still dealing with that shit in the healthcare system. Fear is a product.
I guess, man. Stop watching that
Look
QAnon.
at information to get you aware.
Yeah, stop watching
Fear is a
QAnon.
product.
It could be awareness, Foodie.
No, it's only if you have awareness, you have it. You don't need no one to make
You don't
you
watch
aware.
the news, but you
have
watch
it or you don't.
QAnon and shit.
Either you're aware or you don't. You're not. Like there's nothing new under the sun. Same shit warmed over and over
Nah,
and
they
over
didn't.
and over
Nah,
and
they
over and over.
Foodie. Nah.
You guys don't recognize it as, but I do.
You
I'm
know,
aware.
people
You don't watch the news, but you watch
Don't need
QAnon
to.
reports.
Don't need to. Same shit.
Foodie,
Same
you a
shit over and
medical,
over.
Well, you
Food
going wrong
revolution,
watching
you a
QAnon.
medical professional. But you
Well,
telling
of course
me
you're not gonna agree with me because y'all both watch the fucking news and I don't.
You watch
Hold
QAnon. That
on,
shit is
hold on.
worse.
I don't watch none of that bullshit.
Yes, you do.
I'm not gonna
I don't
make
watch Reddit,
hold on. I ain't gonna make
QAnon,
hold on. Let's not do that.
YouTube,
Let's not do
Mark
that.
Nash, anybody. I don't watch none of that shit. I'm here. I'm on the panel, but I don't take any of your information as
Well, you
fact.
watching something that's crazy as shit.
I don't watch none of it. I formulate my own opinions based on what's actually going on in the world, what I see. Because the thing is, I have an actual sample base when it comes to healthcare. People coming in and seeing what's going on.
Shit from somewhere.
I'm not crazy. There's nothing crazy. Y'all seen the crazy shit. What I'm seeing is actual facts. Just for the simple fact, like say, they say, okay, everybody needs to go out and get the COVID vaccine. Okay, everybody goes out and gets the COVID vaccine. Guess what? Everybody's still getting COVID. Do I want to go out and get the COVID vaccine? Do I want to tell everybody to get the COVID vaccine? No, because everybody's still getting fucking COVID.
Food revolution. I don't want to get too far off the topic with COVID and go.
Period. I'm just talking about.
Let me reply to something you said earlier though. Like when you was talking about. Go ahead. Finish your thought though. I'll let you finish. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm just saying, like a lot of the things that everybody talks about is fact. I see the exact antithesis going on in reality. So I don't need to actually listen to what someone's opinion is or talking point is about something one point or another. When in actual human fact, in reality, I see the antithesis of what's going on, or I see the confirmation of what they're talking about. Either it's confirmed or denied in actual human real fact in healthcare, because for the simple fact that it doesn't matter if you're a Republican or a Democrat or a conservative or a progressive or whatever, everybody needs healthcare. Everybody gets sick. Everybody is on the same level playing field when they feel sick and vulnerable, when they're in their most vulnerable. And when you're a nurse or a doctor or when you're in the healthcare field, you never see anybody at their best. You only see them at their worst. So that's when people are the most vulnerable and you see them at their most real points. So that's when you find out the actual truths. That's my point.
All right. Well,
not everybody when you got that shit.
Let me say this too. This is what I was trying to say to Food though. When she was trying to say everything, like even with what you said right there, you got to understand that everything isn't quote unquote propaganda. And when you say nothing is new under the sun, it was a time where people died from polio. It was a time when millions of Americans died from polio all the time. So yes, some things can be new to fix a whole problem.
Yeah, but no one denied that was going on. We can see that in real time. Yeah.
Just you ain't done. Look, people. Oh, okay. I think you're missing it. Go ahead. I was quiet for a long time. I didn't even get to finish. But go ahead, Foodie.
Yeah, no one was denying that people were dying from polio. I'm not saying that the news was saying don't believe in polio. It's not happening.
No. I'm sure it was people say don't take the polio vaccine. Some people still right now that say don't get your kids vaccinated.
Yeah, the self vaccine. Yeah.
So my point.
The COVID vaccine, I would.
I didn't even get to finish, Foodie. Let me get this off. I was real patient. I wanted you to finish so I can reply in real time. I promise I won't even go long-winded. When you say nothing new under the sun, it was a time where people won't die from AIDS. It was a time where they didn't have chemotherapy to help you with cancer. Like, you being a medical professional saying nothing new under the sun is just befuddling me, because they're always making new innovations in medicine, and even the way motherfucking nurses chart is different now. They don't do the paper chart in most places no more. They're moving people towards computer. They got different systems towards that. It's like the world is evolving. Like, it was a time. It was a time where you didn't have a black president or a black judge, or even with the phone where you can FaceTime people. Like, the world is always evolving. That's all I wanted to say.
Yeah. Have you remember that movie that Archie Moore was in with Charles Bronson? That Breakheart Pass shit? And in the film, it's set in the 1800s. And in that movie, they're dealing with a pandemic and an outbreak. So with that storyline, they take that from some historic reference points that maybe there's some type of virus or plague that spread throughout the country that they had to deal with through vaccines and shit. Like, these things ain't nothing new, and people having to take vaccines. The Spanish flu was the same shit. And they were probably foolish ass. Matter of fact, they was foolish ass people who resisted that shit and returned society back to work, just like during this retarded phase of Trumpism, returning people back to work, and more people died. Like, it's a thing. It's going to happen in another 20, 30, 40, 50 damn years.
Well, there are a lot of points that I could refute what you guys have said, but I simply just don't have the time to break down the whole. You're just not as versed in medicine as I am. But for the simple fact, like for what? Okay, I'll go with Mark. What you said, charting is not new. The method in which we chart is new.
That's what I said, Foodie.
Doesn't matter, but we're still charting.
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't say we wasn't charting.
But that's the difference in method, but not the actual same result.
I never said that, Foodie.
So like I said, I'm not interested in the actual what we do. It's just I'm interested in the result.
That's a
same result, right?
A new point, though.
Whether I use the paper or I use a computer, it's for the same purpose of letting the insurance know.
It's a mute point, because what I said was talking about evolution, evolving, something being more.
I've never argued evolution.
No, you said nothing is new under the sun.
But it's not. It's just a different way of doing the
How
same
about the
thing.
polio vaccine? You want to mute?
Different way of getting the same result.
Polio vaccine, going down.
Different way of getting the same result.
What you mean? What's the different way?
Herd immunity.
People was dying before, but they didn't. People dying with polio all the time and parallel.
Because it was new.
No, polio had been around for a long time.
When it was first new.
What you mean when it was first new?
Well, there was always a time when it didn't exist, and then it did, Mark. So what I'm saying is that once upon a time there was no polio. We didn't know that it existed in the world. And then all of a sudden it did, right? Would you agree with me on that point? Once upon a time there was no polio, and then it did, right? Are you following me?
I'm listening.
Okay. And then we came up with the vaccine, right? Some people chose to take the vaccine. Some people didn't, but in the same result, in the end, we pretty much eradicated it in most of Western America, whether people got the vaccine or not, right? Because you cannot force 100% of anything to do anything, right?
Okay, I'm listening.
Right?
With you.
Okay. Same Spanish flu. Same with flu shots. Same with COVID. You can guarantee all of anything will do anything. You can't force them. There are lots of people who would lost their high-paying jobs because they worked at jobs in California that would force them to get the COVID vaccine. Yet and still, they got employed somewhere else. And guess what? We pretty much got herd immunity. So The fact that the media was pushing that everybody had to do this, otherwise you were a villain, you're a bad person, because I heard it all the time. And then I would turn around and see the same people who got 4, 5, 6 injections coming in positive for COVID. It's like, what's the fucking point? Same with, they were also getting blood clots, heart fibrillation,
Strokes.
strokes, and other things from getting the vaccine. And other people who have never had the vaccine have never tested positive for COVID. Okay? That's the whole point I'm saying. I don't care about the method. I only care about the results. So I sit back and say, okay, well, maybe everybody should get the vaccine. Maybe they shouldn't. I'll sit back and see. Let's see. Let's let the guinea pigs do what the guineas do. Get tested and do what society tells them to do, and see what happens. 3 years later, it doesn't matter if you got it or not. It is what it is. That's the whole point I'm making. But the media made it seem like if you don't do it, then you're a horrible person. And some people went out and they would attack people and spit on people and attack their children and alienate their children from dealing with other children if they didn't want to put on a mask, if they didn't want to get vaccinated, and all this bullshit because of their fear that the people who didn't do what society told them to do, they were the threat. When you don't know what the actual outcome is going to be, because they were listening to certain media circuits telling them what they should and shouldn't do. That's my whole fucking point. Next.
All right, go ahead. Anybody got anything want to add?
I don't, because I think the shit crazy.
Yeah, I get what she's saying when she said that fear is a product. So I definitely get what she's saying. They had to use fear. They had to use fear because there was an agenda at hand, so they needed to.
Not with COVID. Connect the dots. Fear is the product with what's going on.
What's the agenda? Y'all love using this agenda word.
With what we talking about tonight, like connect the dots, like
what are you
Jordan
saying?
Being choked out by the homeless guy. To connect the dots.
Oh, I thought we were into another subject. I was talking about what she was talking
Me
about.
too. I thought we had moved on to something else.
Yeah.
I was like, bring it home. Like I thought that was all connected. Like
yeah. Wow. Well, no, I thought we were talking about something else. That's what.
No, I was just
But no.
I just don't go by face value on
Hey, but what's this agenda y'all talking about? What's this? What agenda they got?
Don't say y'all. Talk about the person who brought up
the point. Champion Heart. What's this agenda, man? Everybody think there's some agenda against the people. What is it?
Well, no, what I'm saying, they when she said fear is a product, I understood what she was saying. You know what I'm saying? Because they had to, in order to get people to do what they wanted them to do, they had to use fear. That's all I'm saying.
And I say fear is a product because it gets people to turn into your news broadcast.
Yeah.
News is backed by billionaires who want you to tune in. They can't make money if you don't watch their fucking broadcast.
But you see that even without the news, you hear discussions and shit that people bring up, which
of course, because those are the people who've been
let me say
brainwashed.
this, Cody, you love to be so reactionary. This shit is shit that ain't even based off of news. Just people in their everyday conversations.
You don't see the connection, but I see the connection.
The ill, fearful shit that people push that is outside of the news.
Like what?
What you mean, like what? You go into what people do on these back channels on the internet. Fear mongering, hate groups, and shit like this. There's all type of shit.
Okay, so
people
there's no
hatred of women and people needing to go passporting and this and that crazy shit.
Yeah, well, then that's not necessarily just news.
So you hear a lot of shit that regular people spew out that ain't news shit.
We don't have to. When I say news, I'm just talking about media. And just like what we're on right now, YouTube, that is a form of media. Instagram has become a form of mass media. Facebook has become a form of mass media. Twitter has become a form of mass media, right? It's called what? Social media, okay? So that's where they get it. They learn from the big wigs, the old schools, news cycles, what works. and you target certain groups with a certain agenda, certain bases will react to it, and you will get what you want. It doesn't take all of America to become a millionaire or a billionaire. It takes just a small group of people to become a millionaire or billionaire. So you focus on that one target group and you will get the results that you're looking at. So like I said from the very beginning, I don't look at the method, I look at the outcomes. I want to see what's going to happen. I sit back and listen to what people have to say, and then I want to see what the actual reaction and result is in the long term. Next.
What was the long-term solution?
I'm going to have to sit back and see, right?
I think the country opened back up. They ended COVID from what they've announced. They have kind of contained it. So
okay. And from how did they do that?
What? Through quarantine, vaccination,
Bullshit.
teaching people to clean their funky asses.
People been doing that.
The diseases,
bullshit.
Wear masks.
Bullshit. Bullshit.
And people back to being funky asses again. Maybe it'll come back.
And we still have COVID. We had COVID still down now. So what caused it?
They handled the case. Foodie.
How?
You work in the medical field. You know how.
No, you tell me.
No, you just want to go back.
I do work in the medical field, but you telling me how it works.
I didn't say it once. You want me to repeat it again.
Okay. Because all of the methods that you mentioned are not methods that resulted in the outcomes. And what we have, like I just said, people got 3 and 4 and 5 vaccines and still are testing positive to this very day. I was at work and somebody had 5 fucking vaccines, 5 of them.
The same thing as the flu. They take a vaccine for the flu every year and they catch it.
Exactly, because it only has a 50% guarantee that you may or may not get it. But what people don't know, they don't know that. They don't know that. They're not being informed about that. They don't know that. So they get it hoping that it's going to be a cure. There is a very huge deficit in public health information in the United States of America. There's a huge deficit. For the simple fact, like people come to the urgent care for emergencies, and people go to the emergency room for urgent care issues, and people call their doctor for emergency. There's a fucking huge deficit. There's no real information being passed around, only fear. Oh, I feel sick. I need to call somebody. Let me go. That's my whole fucking point. People don't know what the fuck to do. So they tune into the news, and the news says, I know these people don't know what to do. I have no medical degree. I've never been so much of a fucking CNA, but I'm going to tell everybody what I think they want to hear, because we have psychologists working for CNN, NBC, ABC. They know how to tap into the brains of these sheep, and we know what to tell them so that they will react in a way that will continue to get their viewership. That's their whole goal. They're not trying to inform you. They're trying to get your viewership.
You pushing,
people don't understand
your
that.
basic talk is a push of liberal talk and blah, blah, blah. You so caught up in QAnon talk. Even when you talk on regular
I don't know what
you sound
QAnon
like
is.
it.
Please explain to me what QAnon is.
You know what that shit is. If I know and I don't follow it, you know exactly what it is.
You've made your mind. Let's move on. Now. I'm talking for what I've seen. I don't know what the fuck QAnon is. I'm talking for what I've seen for over the 21, almost 22 years of being a licensed nurse in the state of California, which is, yes, a liberal state. But I don't listen to what people tell me, not even my mother.
There's conservatives in California as well.
Yes,
as it is in all states. Like y'all crazy.
Liberal and conservative, which has nothing to do with anything that I've just broken down to you. Nothing.
The way you talk,
Nothing.
Your rage against shit comes from that same forum.
Nada. You haven't made a valid point against anything that I've had to say, Reggie. Next.
All day I have.
Give me the data. Next.
All right, I'm making an Excel spreadsheet for you right now.
You do that.
I'm sorry. I was just trying to be quiet and listen, but when he said the spreadsheet.
You do that.
And not to mention, I'll see it in the chat too. Next. I see the chat. Next, they laughing, man. That was funny too. That was funny to me too. All right. All right. Scans Rants, what up, though? What's popping? Rock from Brockton in the building. Frederick Closet Shop Conversations Hawthorne is in the building. He said, look at Jordan's rap sheet. I saw the rap sheet. I don't like that doesn't mean he deserves to die like that. He didn't do none of that shit right then. He wasn't on the run from that. Like nobody on the train knew that when they did that.
Yeah, what's even in his rap sheet? That's the illest shit to do, man.
Come on, fam.
And that's white court shit. That shit is bullshit.
I'm running to the kitchen real quick, man. Y'all go ahead. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's even in the do rap sheet? Like, it wouldn't matter if he was a murderer who served time. He wasn't murdering, he wasn't robbing. Like, he was just acting crazy.
I'm gonna be honest. If I heard he was a pedophile and he went out this way, I wouldn't feel no way. I ain't gonna hold you, bro. I know it sounds messed up, but if I heard like he was like a pedo or somebody who was a grapist, if you know what I mean, I'd be like, you know what I'm saying? Even if he was a terrorist, I wouldn't feel no way. But like indecent exposure, lewd conduct, obstruction, resisting arrest. Like, man, those are weak shits, man. Like, only his most serious charge was the one I heard he had a warrant out for, where it was, they say he allegedly assaulted a 67-year-old lady in 2021. But even on the flip side of that, I was like, so y'all went back to 2021 on him already. Is the other guy clean? Can we verify that? This other guy had a clean record. He didn't do nothing, because it's always, they do this a lot of times with people who are dead. Like I said earlier, like, but the other person who's living, y'all ain't even ran their background. It took Devin Chauvin to be charged and arrested for us to find out, oh shit, him and George Floyd worked the same club before. Like, are you kidding me? It was like all kind of shit started coming out. It was like, why y'all didn't? But as soon as George Floyd died, he had fentanyl, he had a fake $20 bill, he deserved to die. All kind of shit like coming out. I was like, man, if y'all don't get the fuck out of here, man, you can't just kill people, bro, just because you uncomfortable. That's all I want people to know. And if y'all think y'all black ass is gonna get away with this on y'all train tomorrow, you got another thing coming. I don't know where you at in America. Don't try this shit at home. Listen to your man Martinez. If I ain't told you nothing real tonight, do not try this at home. You might not get the same outcome. She said, Fat Mark going to the kitchen to get snacks.
Yeah, it's crazy how when they do this, you know, the first thing they do, you know, like Mark said, is they begin to demonize, you know, the person. But the person that committed the act, you know, they don't demonize them at all.
Facts. My question real quick is that well, just on the side note, did Tucker Carlson and Don Lemon get fired?
Yeah.
Yeah. So a liberal. That's what I heard.
They should. It ain't the end of the world for them. Shit.
I was just asking the question. I don't give a fuck about neither one of them. But like you said,
I heard BET hired Don Lemon already. Y'all heard about that?
Oh well, he's gonna have a stellar community, a stellar resume after working for BET. You know, that's better than CNN, right?
You heard about?
No, I didn't know. I didn't know BET still existed. Didn't know it still existed. BET.
Man, he about to go over there and get a bank roll, from what I heard.
I also heard Shaq, 50 Cent, and them trying to buy BET.
So they could do what with it? Turn it into another star?
Your black ass, so you can complain.
Well, they tried that already, and it didn't work. So
they're going to entertain your black ass so you can complain.
I'm already watching them on Stars. I am entertained.
Who?
50 Cent. He owns Stars right now, right? Pretty much.
Nah, I ain't hear he own it. I heard
Well, he got the best show. He got the best content.
I heard he ain't bringing his new shit. He said he ain't bringing them over there. He
Well,
said,
yeah, I've heard some conflict going on.
He said they don't pay. They don't pay proportionally.
Now, if that
network,
if that BET shit,
franchise, and go ahead.
No, I was gonna say if that BET shit, they talking about the Shaq, him, and I don't know if it's Tyler Perry, or somebody else who was supposed to be investors in it. They can dominate the fucking entertainment world. 50
So they're
Cent
gonna buy it from Viacom. Viacom still
50
owns
Cent
BET,
is
right?
fucking. 50 Cent turned out to be a brilliant fucking mind with his ability to write, put these shows on. Even though I haven't never watched none of them, but the way I hear people rave over that shit, I mean they will dominate this shit. Tyler Perry,
right? They're buying it from Viacom. I keep asking.
Yeah,
if
Viacom see that they're not making money with the shit they're pushing, and
I am asking if Viacom still owns BET.
Oh, probably. I don't know.
Okay, Jesus fucking
girl,
Christ.
Stop being so confrontational. Nobody want to hear that whiny shit.
No, you still keep talking, and I'm asking a question, a simple question. Do they still own him? Is who's he buying it from? You keep talking about he's a mastermind. He's a great writer.
Oh, you
he's
mad because I say a mastermind?
Once upon a time, I just asked if
you want me to say, oh, the nigga gangster, he been shot.
I don't care about none of that. I just wanted to know who owns
why you mad? Because I gave the nigga
I'm
his
not
prop.
mad. I just wanted to know. I'm mad because you didn't answer my question.
I don't know. Shit.
Okay.
I heard some Chinese motherfucker.
That's all you had to say. I don't know. I accept that. That's fine.
Oh, so I know you don't like 50. You sound bitter.
But I literally just said I watch all of his shows on on Stars, right? All of them.
He ain't starring there. Maybe you seen him acting. He probably be pissed or something.
Are you drunk? I said Stars. You know it's a network,
maybe you
right?
watch your TV and be mad at the nigga got a show. I don't know. What's
You're
up.
right. You're right. You're right. I'm wrong.
I don't know what's up with you, man.
You're right. I'm wrong.
It ain't about you being right or wrong. So stop it, man.
It is clearly.
Man, are you on your minstrel, man? What the fuck going on?
Are you on your minstrel? This is what I want to know.
God damn. No
God damn.
No.
Man, y'all killing me.
No, that's her ass, man. She
no, Reggie ain't used to listen to somebody who fucking give it back to him. Reggie used to talking over people and the bullshit.
Talking over people. That's what
you do.
Bro,
you got a master's degree in it.
Nah, I think that damn you need to switch that pad.
Maybe
out.
a PhD. I'll give that to you. You got a PhD in talking over people.
Foodie, no, I don't. You need to switch the pad out. I don't know what's going on.
Bullshit, you don't. You're not right. You're just the loudest in the room. And being loud, it doesn't mean that you're right.
Fool, I've been quiet.
You're loud and wrong often. Often.
Well, that's really HLD. HLD just he felt as long as he can talk over you, he's
that's
right.
why y'all can't stand each other.
Thank you, Chef.
She
tripping.
Just like them. Y'all can't stand each other just alike.
Hey, what you hate?
Two peas in the pod.
What the fuck going on? What that nigga do tonight, man? Let's talk about your relationship because y'all
like them. Y'all like each other because y'all hate each other because y'all just alike.
No, something happened with you tonight, man. Did the nigga leave you? I mean, what's going on? Every other night you be cool. Tonight you on one.
Next.
No, we gonna get into this relationship shit because something going on. What that?
Shut the fuck up.
I'm gonna blame him for got you on one because I thought you was on a rag, but now
and you taking it personally. I don't take it personally. You don't even know what you actually look like, Reggie. I'm just fucking with you, and you're buying it.
No, Foodie, you mad?
You're feeding into it. You like it.
I recognize it.
You're actually proving my point.
No, the deflective
you're argumentative.
Don't work with me, Foodie. Deflection don't work with me. I'm fucking a master degree at identifying that shit.
You're buying right into it.
Oh, so now you're putting on the act. You pulling some Charleston White shit now.
I don't care actually about you on a personal level. I don't even know if you look like what you actually got your avatar to look like, and you don't know what I look like in real life. This could be somebody.
No, I don't look like the avatar. It's a cartoonish picture.
Exactly. So like I'm saying, I'm not taking it personally, but you buy right into it. It's so easy.
Oh, so now, that's
easy.
Some damn. You
like
trying
Sunday
to Jedi
morning.
mind trick it?
Like Sunday morning.
So to deflect away from you being actually
you
mad,
easy like Sunday morning.
You trying to deflect and act as if it was.
I'm
a
not
strategy.
deflecting anything.
No,
It's
you're
all
on
good,
one.
brother. You know, it's
No,
all love.
Cody, you can't
It's all love.
deflect and pull that. You're on one.
Well, my avatar is
What is
real.
the
That's
chat
really me.
What's the chat saying?
Yeah, that's Chevy Hart and his. Mine's a
So
cartoon.
easy.
No,
He's
I
so
ain't even. It's so easy. It's so easy to pick up that something was going on tonight.
so
with you.
easy. Well, you're so easy. Like what? Okay, whatever. What's the chat got to say about it? Let me look.
They said, "Give me some. Just get it over with. Come give me some. Let's do it."
Okay.
It's some sexual tension going on. Sexual tension going on. Let's get it over with.
Oh man.
You got the hots for me. I just figured it out. We're gonna get it on. Fuck it.
Easy like Sunday morning.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna make it easy. Let's get it on. Fuck it.
Yeah, wow.
That's her ass. She been tripping all night. Like, God damn. I ain't choked the dude out. The white dude did it. Shit.
Have you all watched that that Tupac documentary, Dear Mama?
I've only gotten partial way through the first one. The first
Yeah, I just got the
episode.
two.
First one.
But that shit is brilliant, man. What you think about it? Because I've been hearing like the dude from Outlaws, who I think is way off base. The other dude from Death Row, like saying dumb shit. I thought Alan Hughes did a tremendous job with that shit because it's uncovering a lot of shit people never knew about Pac.
Right. I was just about to say that one of the Hughes brothers, he's definitely uncovering a lot of stuff, and he puts more light on the disagreement that they had.
Yeah, absolute. And then to bring in like relatives of Pac's, like people who weren't even noted, to bring them and bring in former Black Panthers and bring an identity to what that thug life shit was about. It was an actual movement and shit.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
But you're getting all the like Death Row kind of Suge affiliates who trying to talk down about the shit and act like this and that. Like, nah, man. And then even people speaking about, well, I think somebody was saying that where Pac got himself killed and he made that mistake. And some people be trying to talk against that. Like some people just don't want to hear Pac being wrong on shit. He was wrong. He's wrong with a lot of shit.
Yeah.
And conducted himself as.
Yeah. I mean, he was a complex dude, man. I wish he had got a chance to evolve more.
Right, yeah, being so young, I didn't realize how young 24 was till I reached that shit. And he life just went so fast for that dude. He messed up.
I think it was 25, but that's definitely. I have a son who will be 25 in a few months. I'm like, fuck, that is so young.
Yeah,
that shit came fast. All of them was young. I think Hughes was saying he was like 19. I'm like, damn, these dudes doing movies and shit or videos at that young. Like
when they did Menace to Society.
I think he started doing the Pac because he didn't elaborate, but he was like he was 19 when they was doing. But they did Pac early videos, so I think when they were directing videos, he's like 19-year-olds and shit.
Right. Yeah, they were young when they were doing the videos. Right.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Doing Pac's videos. Yeah.
Like when my homies calling and all that shit. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, but even then they were like brilliant, and just the way he laid out this documentary, like that style in which he's put together this documentary is like such a brilliant style, like to detail it. I think documentaries should be, broken down into parts like that.
Yeah, like the first episode, they're talking like it's called Dear Mama. So I like the fact that they're interweaving his relationship with his mother and how that made him turn out to be who he was, or what he was. And we already knew that Fanny was like a fireball of a black, black supremacist. I mean, not black supremacist, but a black Panther, and she was in jail when she had him and all that. But the fact that like just anytime I listen to him, and I love lots of living legends. I love Ice Cube. I love E40. I love like a lot of rappers that are still alive. Too Short. I love a lot of East Coast, down south, ATL or whatever rappers, and they're like, they'll go down in history. But it's like I really feel like Pac was a prophet. I really feel like he came here to do a job. He did it, and then that was his time. You know what I'm saying? I mean, unfortunately, he died young, but I think that was just all part of the plan. I mean, maybe there are things he could have done to prevent it, maybe not. But all of what he accomplished in 25 years is like you'll never see that shit again. You'll never see it again. I think he was a prophet, honestly, and I don't say that about a lot of people who call themselves prophets. So.
I think he would still be here had he not did that shit he did in Vegas. Like I think he went the wrong way. Even if you listen to like when Mob James talk about it when they first start bringing Tupac around. He was seeing the way he was moving, and he started being because even in LA, people was tripping when they see him with the mob tattoo. It's like even like people from like both sides is like this nigga blood now. Like what the fuck he doing? There's a story where King T, I think, King T tell a story a while ago where he's like he seen Pac and he snatched a rag up off of him. I think he had a red rag or some shit hanging. Like he started going the wrong direction, but it was a thing like they say he felt as he adapted to any type hood shit he went into.
He was a chameleon.
Yeah, in LA you can't pull that shit. If you don't know shit like that, you don't immerse yourself into it. And like Mob James said, it was their jobs to keep that nigga away from, and they didn't. They accepted him like
because right didn't Mike Tyson had
refute a lot of things that Mob James said. A lot of people who argue with some of the things that Mob James said. So I don't know because I wasn't there. But the reason why I say that, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I know you got something to say, Champion.
No, go ahead.
I'm gonna make it brief. Maybe he would have survived that thing, like he survived the 5 shots. But we don't know who else might have been after him, or you don't know what life would have brought him. He might be alive today. He might have been dead maybe just barely a year ago or 5 years ago. We don't know what his fate would have been. So he could have been dead under any circumstances.
See, like when he was in New York and he had started hanging around, was it Haitian Jack? I think that was his name.
Yeah, that's what it was.
And it was Tyson that told him. Well, Tyson was one of the people that told him he didn't need to be hanging around Haitian Jack.
Yeah, Haitian Jack's been deported for a long time.
No, it ain't about his deportation. Haitian Jack could kill your ass.
Yeah, for real. Like he's a real.
Yeah, he said that dude was bad news. He really didn't need to be hanging with that cat.
A lot of them New York cats, like New York is grimy. Like the motherfuckers is New York got a lot of killers in that motherfucker, and charismatic motherfuckers who you think cool and shit and knock you at. Like the outpost shit is like a crazy dynamic story, but New York was probably filled with a lot of that shit in the 80s and 90s and shit. Yeah, Pac was just he just moved wrong, like just too loud. Like you the star, you ain't gotta be always heard and shit. And I think he brought a lot of bad light to himself. Like even in the Vegas shit, Pac shouldn't have been trying to attack that dude. Just because niggas who were blood cats got into it, that's their shit.
I think that was just his character. It was part of his makeup, based on his
character got him killed.
Based on his upbringing and bringing and who raised him or whatever. But that's a lot of young black men's fate. Unfortunately, they're just not as talented as he was. You know, anybody, it can happen to anybody. You know, happened to Nip Hustle. So. But I don't know that, like I said, I feel like he's a prophet for the simple fact that, I don't think his time on this earth was meant to be very long. I think he did a lot of, he sent out a very clear message in a very short time, in a very prolific way, and not everybody can do that. Same with like Nip Hustle, people might be able to say that, like, it was just his time to go because there was nothing else for him to say. And people could say, oh, yeah, he could have done more for the community or whatever. Maybe that wasn't his fate. Maybe that's not what God wanted him to do. So, but what they did leave on this earth was something that people who are still living on this earth won't leave a legacy life. Like I mean, so.
Man, I think time and place sometimes plays a part in that shit. Had he not been there on a Sunday, he'll still be alive. Who knows?
I think like I got what you're saying. I get what you're saying. I think that he definitely shouldn't have done what he did. He might have outlived that, but we don't know if he would have run into something else. That's what I'm saying. If he had stayed on the same trajectory, if he had still been as reckless with his mouth and dealing with the wrong kind of people, it could have happened somewhere else. It might not have happened that day. It could have happened the next day, or 10 years from then, or whatever. Because he's been dead for what, like 26 years now?
Damn, it's been that damn long?
Yeah, 26 years.
Yeah, 26 years. Yeah.
We don't know what might have happened in 26 years.
Well, he probably wouldn't mature. It'd been cool to see what a mature Pac would have been like.
Yeah, I agree. If he would have outlived,
Yeah,
if he would have outlived the bullshit. Because I know he was trying to make the transition into acting. He was pretty good at that. But, the Hollywood is a dirty game. You don't know. Like, even if you're not in gang banging or all that kind of shit, these people have ways to getting at you if you don't play the game the way they want it to be played. And there are rumors that, Quincy Jones was like propositioning him for like sex. Like if he wanted to marry his daughter,
that's that bullshit people spread about Hollywood. These niggas get themselves killed. Them executives ain't trying to knock them niggas off. Like,
well, some of these people they know they know your secrets.
That Hollywood sacrifice shit is bullshit. A lot of niggas.
I'm not saying nothing like that. I'm just saying that people do. There is such thing as a blood money. I don't know if he had anything to do with it. Like all I'm saying is that 26 years is a long time. We don't know what would have happened. We love to think that he would have outlived that situation. Lived with one lung because he did lose a lung. Would have lived a healthy life, got married, maybe had some kids, and matured, and would have been just fine. Or maybe
I don't think Hollywood could get a message to the operating room to say,
or maybe something else could have happened in that within a 26-year period of time. We could have just been talking about today, like, damn, Pac died yesterday. I'm just saying, you don't know what would have happened.
Oh, man, I gotta lay it down. It's 3 a.m. It's still early with you all, right? So I gotta lay it down, man. Much love and respect to y'all.
Good talking always. Thanks, Mark. Have a good night, everyone.
All right. All right, Reg, give me your final thoughts on everything that Foodie said. Now she gone. Let's talk about it behind the back. And Champion Heart. Champion Heart trying to smash. That's what I walked away with.
Yeah, I think Foodie wanted me to smash while she was tripping all night. I think the rag came along. She turned on. That's what happened with women on that.
I'm done. I can't get involved in that. I ain't gonna say no. Man.
I think she horny. She can't do it.
Why every time a woman say how she feel about some shit, that's the first thing y'all niggas go to. She got.
She was tripping. Foodie ain't never like that. She was on one. She tripping.
Oh, okay.
She ain't in menopause, so it could be that.
Wow, bro. You crazy as hell.
Y'all always talking shit.
Yeah.
I love you, Foodie. Love you, Foodie Revolution. You know what it is.
All right, man. You got anything you want to say on this topic, man, before we close out?
No, I want to see what they're gonna do in the coming weeks involving this case. I think something is gonna come up. That's why the white guy got a lawyer. He's off the well, people didn't know him anyway. I can't say he's in hiding and shit, but I think it's coming down to where they're looking at this shit. Shouldn't take too long to look at. There's video on this shit. The subway's gonna have video and seeing what's going on. They probably gonna have to look into this white dude's criminal past. What if that white dude choked somebody in the past? What if he had disciplinary actions in the military? Oh, so he's a choking motherfucker. Yeah, he has certain patterns. We got to get this guy. So it's much as they look into the victim's criminal past, look into this white dude. If that's what they want to do, but really just stick it to the video. There's something that can come out of manslaughter, if anything. The choke was just too long. That choke was just way too long.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with that, bro. Way too long. Now I heard 3 minutes. I've heard 15 minutes. I heard the choke was on for 15 minutes, but the police got there 6 minutes after the first 911 call. So the choke couldn't have been on for 15 minutes. But then I heard another 911 call was like, it was about people arguing. So people were already calling 911 for the choke, but it don't sound like they was arguing and all that shit was happening for, for the other 8 minutes, So.
And I think the NYPD needs to do a better job of policing them subways. They know it's a problem area. There's always been a problem. Remember back when they used to tag on them shits?
Man, they ain't got no resources, man.
You remember that Teddy Atlas acting dude used to wear the berets down in New York and shit? I mean, so the subways in there always been an issue. Like New York is over policed. Their police department is huge. They can put officers in them subways. They spend too much time protecting them rich ass people that live in them high rises, intermixed with all type of economic people.
For sure.
And that's the problem in New York. That department is there just to protect them wealthy ass people.
Property owners, those people that pay their bills. Not y'all broke ass niggas in the subway.
But New York is crazy because them people live in the midst of all that shit. Ain't like they far out in suburbs. They live in the midst of this shit.
In a deluxe apartment in the sky.
Right.
Yeah, wait for them nigga.
But yeah, that's all I got on this one, bro.
They call the cops, they come quick. Cops right there and they building. Got a doorman right there. You know what I'm saying? They walk the beat. They walk up and down this block all day, crisscrossing.
Right. They there to protect them. Didn't that fool from the Beatles get killed in New York?
John Lennon?
Yeah.
I think he did get killed in New York. Let me see.
Yeah, that's what they be trying to protect them type of motherfuckers.
Never again, right?
Yeah, that's what they want because they don't want a mass exodus of the wealthy out there and shit.
Dakota, okay, the Dakota, New York. That's what is that way done? Yeah, in the archway of the Dakota, out in New York. It was a place called the Dakota. December 1980. He was shot. In the archway of the Dakota. Oh shit! Look, let me show you a screenshot. People be going there and taking pictures and shit. That's some weirdo shit right there, right? Let me just go take I don't know. People go take a picture right here where he died at. It's crazy, huh?
Yeah, it'd be like people love to see death and shit.
Okay.
I don't know if they're getting out of going to the site to take the picture and shit. Maybe they feel his spirit or something. I don't know.
Yeah, Karma, I know they got a patrol for that. She said they have a whole department strictly for the subway. Yeah,
how many cops they got on that shit? They didn't increase it.
Like they're not. They don't have enough. Like they don't have enough, man.
But this is the thing with New York. Like New York police. New York police is bigger than the LAPD. They bigger than the Los Angeles sheriffs, and the LAPD and them cover a way larger area than what New York is, and they have a shitload of cops on that department. They need to reshift the folk. They need to reshift numbers on what they have in that department to put the increase down in that subway.
It definitely always seems like there's some shit going on at the subway, don't it?
Yeah, always. That's why I be mad when they pull videos I put up because I be wanting to highlight that shit. You see people pushing motherfuckers. Yeah. In front of the train, down to the rails, hoping they land on the third rail.
But even the drop kill people though. The drop.
Yeah, you hit your head on one of them tracks. And that's what, like 4 or 5 feet off the ground, so it's still pretty high.
Excuse me. Sometimes taller than that. I remember it was a story going around. It was a girl that pushed the old lady, didn't she? Not too long ago. Then a girl pushed somebody. That made the news.
Yeah, that shit happens a lot.
Like a young white lady pushed an older person, right?
Yep.
I'm having a bad day. I'm having a bad day today. Fuck it.
and shit. Like 2 years ago, you had the black dude that was watching some crazy shit on TV, went down there and blasted people. Then you had before he did that back in the early 2000s, where the Jamaican type dude went in there and shot a bunch of people, try to represent himself in court. You have a lot of this shit, like where these people be blasting, stabbing people down there. Like subway's a problem, and they underground and shit.
Reg, do you think we this would be my last question, I'll let you go, I gotta go too. Do you think that we create copycats of these type of crimes? I'm sorry.
Some cases I think yeah, but some cases I think violent shit runs through people's mind. Have you ever had violent shit run through your mind? When you in that space, I think a lot of people have had violent shit in their minds, unless you know how to get yourself past it.
Reggie, every time somebody call in with bad audio, I get violent thoughts in my mind.
Yeah, I mean, you joking, but you probably do. Like shit, people have been in them dark places in their fucking minds. You probably thought of harming someone and this and that shit. Like, so you have to have. That's the point of departments. You got to have people to deter that shit, or have conversations, or people you talk to deter that shit. There's a lot of people who probably never committed a crime, would claim they never wanted to hurt a fly, who probably had very violent thoughts to run through their damn mind and shit.
Yeah, every time I hear another new date for Spencer Crawford, I get mad. I'm like, ooh, violent thoughts.
Yeah, I get mad at that shit too.
Violent thoughts. Man, shit, I'm gonna let you go, man. I'm gonna holler at you tomorrow, bro. Shit, I'm gonna do the real show tomorrow. I'm gonna do my full reaction to that Errol Spence interview. You seen the shit?
Oh yeah, with him and his lady. Yeah.
You seen it? Did you watch it?
Yeah, I did a video about that shit. Y'all enjoyed it.
Oh yeah, I did a full breakdown. I got a full breakdown tomorrow, timestamps and everything. I'm gonna make y'all mad.
I like that him and Crawford is talking and shit.
Oh yeah, I think some people owe me some apologies too. I think some people got to bend the knee, got to apologize to Martin Nash. Errol Spence told y'all some of the same shit I said. And at the same time, some people owe Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford an apology tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Because those guys are still trying to make it happen. I really believe they're really trying to make that happen. So, yeah. Some apologies going to be due tomorrow. And I got to do a full breakdown of that Canelo fight. What's your take on that? I missed your video, man. You think he washed? Motherfucker say he washed.
I'm just like what's the dude he fought? Ryder said he ain't the same guy, and he's not.
Ryder never fought him before, though, did he? No.
Ryder has probably watched him, seen certain things he can do. Canelo wasn't able to do it. And then to watch how Canelo faded. And then this is the dude was talking about how he couldn't breathe. He was swallowing after Canelo broke his nose. He was starting to ingest that blood and shit. So he's like, at times where I'm looking like, damn, go press him. He wasn't pressing Canelo, but he is still hitting Canelo with shit. He did touch Canelo up. Canelo had a lot of red knee. He was getting hit with a lot of uppercuts. That dude was hitting Canelo with a lot of those hooks going around his guard. And Canelo just wasn't moving like that. He didn't have no jab. He relied too much on hooking down to the body, throwing a right hook up to the head. And he faded. He faded from throwing too much power. So that cardio shit is gone. I think he's been been going through shit. And that Bivol fight was the icing on the cake. Like, and then he go into that fight with even though look at Triple G. Triple G wasn't the same person when they fought, but Canelo had to gruel it out with him. He's been in some battles. He's got injuries and shit. He slowed down. He lucky he was in there with Ryder, because any other fighter, a Benavidez, an Andrade, a fucking what's the cats, Morel and shit, they would have mashed the gas on Canelo had he get tired. They would have probably got him out of there. And I think he needed, his team better talk to him about going to 175, because Bivol's gonna crush him and ruin his career. If he fight Bivol, his career is gonna be done.
Oh, the guy he already fought?
Yeah, Bivol gonna hurt him. Bivol the one who started this fast tracking into what Canelo look like now. And it's no excuse. Canelo, if Canelo was the Canelo of old, he would have got Ryder out of there, but he couldn't.
Let's say he goes up to 175 and stop Bivol or beats Bivol. Would y'all give him credit? And would all of this shit be a whole 180 if he go back up to 175 and beats Bivol this time?
It depends on how he beat him, because he can get a victory.
Oh my God! Now he gotta. It depends on how he beat him.
It can't be a controversy, because Canelo will get a decision off judges cheating and shit. But say he pulls off the victory, but he's in there.
He got to knock him out at 175.
No, he ain't got to knock him out. He got to separate himself. But if he's in there banging and having to bang with that dude, imagine how much that takes away from him.
It'll be a close fight. I mean, he didn't knock this guy. He might not knock out Bivol. He ain't knock him out the first time.
But I don't see him beating Bivol.
He beats him. All of this shit gonna be reversed, right?
Bivol's jab, Canelo, and that's why Eddie Reynoso made those Shakur Stevenson comments about the jab. They don't like that jab. Bivol will keep that jab hurting the shit out of Canelo. It's gonna break Canelo. Canelo having cardio issues, man. That shit is a problem. He didn't get it. It made no sense for Canelo to get tired yesterday.
He had a high output early on in the fight, trying to get that guy out there. He was throwing a lot of punches.
He wasn't throwing that much, bro. It wasn't even like Canelo was really like mashing the gas on this dude.
Also, too, from the southpaw stance, I mean, he's a conventional fighter. John Roddick's the southpaw. From the southpaw stance, the shot you want to throw is the left hook to the liver, and instead of throwing the jab, you would throw the straight right more, the straight right to the body.
That punch I put in that fight was so low, man. Even in the first round when they started, they went like 20 seconds and nobody threw shit. There was a lot of moments they didn't really punch much.
Yeah, I'm gonna check them out. I ain't looked at the punch stats, but I'm gonna rewatch the fight before I do that breakdown tomorrow. But I got an interesting take on it. But I've been hearing what y'all saying though. But all right, well, you got anything you want to plug, promote before I let you go, bro?
No, that's all I got. I don't be trying to plug shit.
All right, we get the fuck out of here, then. Nigga. I see you.
Peace, motherfucker.
All right. Reggie make him mad when he talk. You like, stop cussing at me, Reggie. All right, man. It's been another great episode of Breaking Beats, where we break down business, entertainment, art, technology, sports, and anything else you and I feel like talking about. It's a hip-hop political sports show with a comedy twist. We like to let the jokes fly. You know why? Life is serious enough. Man, life is serious all over the world, man. I wish y'all nothing but health, wealth, and prosperity. Y'all be safe. Love y'all. Love yours. Love you all. I'll see y'all on the next one. I'm going to do a quick neighbors only roll call. If you are friends and family and above, look for that morning motivation.
Your back is broken.
Yeah.
What, a vertebrae or what portion?
Spinal.
Yeah, look for that Monday video dropping for y'all. Other than that, man, let me do a quick neighbors only roll call, and we're going to close this thing out. Not close it out. Don't close it out. All right. Shout out to everybody who was here, though, man. I appreciate y'all.
What up?
Kansas City Mac.
What up?
On the mic with Terrence Bailey Sr.
What up?
Karma Serene.
What up?
Ace Retro.
What up?
That guy Eclipse 330.
What up?
Excuse me. Nick Rich.
What up?
Aaron Parker.
What up?
Big Hova 09.
What up?
Ben Adams.
What up?
Titus the Titan.
What up?
Taylor Bell.
What up?
Cooking with the champ.
What up?
Stephen Bateman.
What up?
Mr. T.
What up?
Andre Jones.
What up?
Wanda Villa.
What up?
Transcendent Sports Channel.
What up?
Fistiana Fights. She just might.
What up?
Jacob Sims.
What up?
Lady Shan Dundem Season.
What up?
Haplo.
What up?
MFB.
What up?
C Jones 0224.
What up?
Patricia Shelton.
What up?
Miss Queen Sunkiss.
What up?
Rockman.
What up?
Beyond the Ring with Nonito and Rachel Donaire.
What up?
True Media Today, USA Boxing.
What up?
Pudo.
What up?
Food Revolution.
What up?
KP from KC5.
What up?
Matt Wade.
What up?
Ill Status Boxing.
What up?
Tank the Sweet Science Examiner.
What up?
Beyond Above Media.
What up?
Pittsburgh T.
What up?
SF City Slicker.
What up?
I Know Boxing.
What up?
It's Mex.
What up?
Ride Off the Storm.
What up?
Hitter There.
What up?
Matty Yoel.
What up?
Cliff Bailey.
What up?
Con Charnery.
What up?
Lisa Bells.
What up?
HLD.
What up?
Cooking with Sir Senior.
What up?
Brandon Washington.
What up?
D Bevel the Champ.
What up?
And of course, the big fish himself, my good brother, Derek Lincoln.
What up, gangsta?
Love y'all, man. And man, sometimes we're going to agree, sometimes we're going to disagree. One thing's for certain, two things for sure, homeboy. Never, ever forget this.
I built this shit. Me. Brick by brick. And I'll be damned if I let you tear it down just because you don't like the way another nigga talk.
And I mean that.